People don't realize how much fucking money there are on carts. I take these home and fix them, sell them back to a different mall for 18 bucks. Got the two malls playing off each other. That's how I make my living.
You're listening to the PAZNIA Radio Network.
Good day, fellow freedom pioneers. Dope General Willie 2 here, coming to you with a PAZNIA mutual aid request. Some of you may remember our friend Corey Hughes. Rail 2 had him on the Vonu podcast a couple of times to discuss Kerry Thornley's role in JFK assassination. Thane Riddle had him on to cover some CIA spycraft and identity transfer operations regarding Lee Harvey Oswald. In short, this dude is the preeminent JFK researcher to date, probably the only one worth giving your attention to. But his work goes much deeper than that. Unfortunately, our brother Corey was recently diagnosed with stage 3 rectal cancer. It was a weird genetic tinge, making the situation a bit more complicated. The success rates aren't bad, but the stress of having to deal with human doctors, exorbitant human medical bills, and the prospects of your life ending quicker than you think. That's fucking tough, man. Let's help our brother Corey through these hard times as we can. If you have any spare dollars, donate directly to him by visiting buymeacoffee.com/JFKbook. Again, buymeacoffee.com/JFKbook. If you want to donate Monero or Bitcoin, visit PAZNIA.com/Corey to be taken to the crypto crowdfunding platform Rail2 setup. The PAZNIA Radio Network has already made a small donation. Please consider doing the same. Again, buymeacoffee.com/JFKbook to donate fiat directly to Corey, or PAZNIA.com/Corey to donate Monero or Bitcoin via the campaign Rail2 setup.
Hello, Freedom Pioneers! Billy Mays here. Are you tired of big tech tracking your every click? Are you sick of algorithms deciding what you see? Are you bored of Netflix subscriptions that cost a kidney and Spotify ads that last longer than the song? I know you are, because I'm fucking bored just thinking about it. But I have the solution: infrastructure. So powerful, so private, so decentralized, it will crack the concrete of censorship. It's the brand new PAZNIA library. That's right. It's a free to-use privacy-friendly decentralized combination of Netflix, Spotify, and your digital book app, and it's live right now. Check it out. We've got the full HBO documentary, The Anarchist, with Jason Henza and Miranda Webb. We've got the legendary Bill Cooper documentaries. We've got Alongside Night, libertarian fiction, and Eyes Wide Shut, which, let me tell you, is basically nonfiction. And wait, there's more. We've got Trailer Park Boys. We've got Sky Huddleston's Second Realm Speed Dating, and music streaming is coming soon. Plus, a digital book library is on the way. Terabytes of content, more to upload. We have the beginnings of true media freedom, an infrastructure base with many, many potentialities. I'm Billy Mays, and I'm always here to help you take back your media. Visit lbry.paznia.com. Again, lbry.paznia.com to start streaming today. Billy Mays, signing off to go binge watch Firefly. Over and out.
Alright, listen up. Eyes on the general. No chewing the grass. No staring at the clouds. We are here to learn the art of the horn. You are the Seal Goat 6. You are the future of PAZNIA. You are the ones who will protect the clover fields, the radio tower, and Princess Little One's napping spot. Today, we do not learn to fight like humans. Humans are slow. Humans are loud. Humans get stuck in traffic. We are goats. We are chaos. We are speed. We are unpredictable. To understand how to win, we must look at the masters. We must look at the past, the present, and the future of war. First, we look to Sun Tzu, the ancient sage who said, appear weak when you are strong, and strong when you are weak. What does this mean for a goat? It means when you see a tall Nordic soldier, you do not charge. You do not bleed. You do not show your horns. You disappear. You become the rock. You become the bush. You become the shadow. Sun Tzu says, the supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. How do we do that? We don't fight. We confuse. We make them think we are everywhere. We make them think we are nowhere. We make them think we are ghosts. If they can't see us, they can't shoot us. If they can't shoot us, they can't win. Second, we look at the Middle East, the endless wars of the 2000s. Why did they fail? Because they were trying to build a nation with bombs. They tried to occupy the land. They tried to control the people. But in the desert, you cannot control the sand. You cannot control the wind. And you certainly cannot control a goat. The lesson here is asymmetry. The humans had tanks. They had jets. They had billions of dollars. But they had no idea where the enemy was. They were fighting the ghosts. We are the ghosts, my friends. We are the ones who can climb a cliff in 3 seconds. We are the ones who can disappear into a thicket of brambles. We are the ones who can shoot through a fence post while the guards are still looking for the key. We do not fight the war of the big. We fight the war of the small. We do not fight the war in the power. We fight the war of the patience. Third, and most importantly, we look at Ukraine and Iran. The modern era of drone warfare. You think drones are for humans. You think only humans can fly? Wrong. In Ukraine, they use drones to see what the humans can't see. They use them to strike from a distance. They use them to make the enemy think they are under attack when they are not. In Iran, they use drones to create fear. They don't need to be there. They just need to be seen. Now look at us. We are the goat drones. We don't need a remote control. We have our own horns. We have our own hooves. We have our own eyes. When a human army comes, we don't hide in a bunker. We go up. We climb the highest rock. We become the drone. We watch. We wait. We bleat. That bleat, that is our weapon. That is the sound that makes their heads spin. That is the sound that makes them think, oh, is that a goat? Is that a ghost? Is that a demon? We don't need to be in the sky. We are already in the sky. We are the sky goats. We are the cloud goats. We are the wind goats. So here's a lesson, Seal Go 6. Be invisible. Like Sun Tzu said, be the rock. Be the shadow. Be asymmetric. Do not fight the big. Fight the small. Fight the slow. Fight the predictable. Be the drone. Be the eye in the sky. Be the voice in the wind. We do not fight to kill. We fight to liberate. We fight to make them run. We fight to make them cry. We fight to make them leave. And when they leave, we take their tanks. We take their boots. We take their golden pins. And we use them to scratch our back.
Transmission source: PAZNIA Radio Network. Frequency: 99.9. Freedom. Date: April 8, 2026. To President Dolan J. Trump, USSA. From General Willie II, Supreme Commander of the Free Republic of PAZNIA. Subject: your new residence and a suggestion to stop posting on Truth Social.
Greetings, citizens of the USSA, and a special direct message to Dolan J. Trump, the man who thought he could rule the world with a golden pen and a broken phone. I am speaking to you today not as a goat, but as a liberator. I am speaking to you via the PAZNIA Radio Network, the only station in the world that doesn't play ads for tax loopholes or cheap off-grid solar kits made in China. Dolan, listen closely. The time for Make the USSA Great Again is over. The time for Make the USSA Quiet Again has begun. I have reviewed your recent activity. I have seen the photos. I have heard the rants. I have seen the way you hold your phone like it's a holy relic, posting on Truth Social while the world burns around you. Put the phone down, Dolan. Put it down. Your fingers are getting cramped. Your brain is getting fried. And quite frankly, your orange hairline is looking a little receding. It is time to put on the white jacket. Yes, the white jacket. The one with the little pockets for your pills and your napkins. It's the uniform of the wise, the calm, and the people who finally understand that the world doesn't need a dictator. It needs a nap. So, Dolan, pack your bags. Not your golf clubs, not your gold statues, but your dignity. Because you are heading to your new home. Your new residence is the St. Jude Sanctuary for the peaceful and the peaceful-minded. It's a beautiful place, Dolan. Very quiet, very soft, very jello. Imagine it, Dolan. No more rallies. No more screaming at the mirror. It's a warm, wobbly bowl of strawberry jello every morning. And in the afternoon, you get to watch Fox News on a loop. But here's the catch. Dolan, you can't talk about it. You can't tweet about it. You can't post about it. You just get to watch and eat and nap. It's the life you always wanted, Dolan. A life of passive consumption. No more fighting. No winning. Just you, a bowl of jello, and the endless loop of breaking news that never breaks anything. We have prepared a special transport for you. It's a comfortable padded van with soundproofing. The ride will be smooth. The ghosts will be driving. They are very good drivers. They know how to avoid potholes. So Dolan, get your white jacket ready, pack your jello, and get ready for the great transition. The PAZNIA Radio Network will be broadcasting your new theme song all day long. It's called Orange Jello Jive. Remember, Dolan, freedom is not about controlling the world. It's about letting go. And the best way to let go is to sit in a white room, eat some jello, and watch the news until the credits roll. Signed, General Willie II, Supreme Commander, Free Republic of P.A.Z.NIA, the Quarter Goat, the Liberator, the Jello King.
This was PAZNIA Folklore Storytime, wherein we remember and celebrate the sacrifices of those that came before us to build this free republic founded upon the principles of truth, peace, and voluntarism. To help support our evangelical efforts, please visit xmrchat.com/PAZNIA Radio. Again, xmrchat.com/PAZNIA Radio. Or visit paznia.com/fund. Cheers from the Second Realm.
Hiding things, harming others, stopping others from harming you. I'm Thane Riddle. This is Cloak and Dagger.
Yo baby, yo baby, yo baby. I guess it is I, the great Thane Riddle, the fresh prince of privacy and security, punching in for another underpaid shift, boss. Live from the heart of the Blacklight district of Ashkababab, with all sorts of finger marks, and not a single one of them having the fingerprints anybody was born with. You're listening to the PAZNIA Radio Network, the most spectacular treasure in history. We're live on zap.stream. If you're a Bitcoin fag, zap us silly on zap.stream or Nostr, which is how those of that lifestyle choice say send Lightning Bitcoin over Nostr. If you're a Monero Chad, you can send Monero at xmrchat.com/PAZNIA Radio. Whatever you do, tell them Thane sent you. Give me some free content to help me kill time on the show. And whatever, go to paznia.com/SimpleX Radio. Get your ass into the PAZNIA Radio Network chat on SimpleX to also give free content and messages and so forth for my guest on this show, which like in an hour and a half or so I'll read when the guest is on. And also you can call in. There's a big line for folks calling in, paznia.com/call2. So you're going to have to get in line. You're going to want to get in line, camp out the night before to make sure you can get in, because there's a lot of folks calling in. My guest on today's show will be SlowBearDigger, a counter engineer who develops a cool, efficient, non-custodial Monero payment processor called XMRPay. And he's also working on the XMRBazaar mobile app. And also he's a freelance web developer, taking Monero, specializing in making cool, lean static websites with all that bloated Web 2.0 JS faggotry. I will have XMRPay on the Lua and PAZNIA sites soon. Meant to by today, but ran out of time. That's Radio 2. I don't know why I read it like that. I'm sorry. XMRPay. Oh yeah, XMRPay. That's another one, isn't it? Wow. We're gonna this is gonna cause a controversy. Because you spelled it differently, I autistically thought it was a different thing. I was like, oh, XMRPay, because he didn't type it with a dash. So I was like, oh, that's a different thing. It's a competition with no, that's cool. Well, we're gonna fucking talk about it. Whatever. Here's some news now.
This is Cloak and Dagger News, catching you up on this week's stories, propaganda, or psychological operations critical to your security and privacy.
Warning. You know how I always joke about how I'm warning you about Mother Earth threats after they've already happened. Well, there's a first time for everything. There's actually a warning about a likelier than normal threat from Mother Earth upon California, upon the vicinity of the San Andreas fault line. Warning! The San Andreas fault line, according to geologists like Stan's dad from South Park, think that the San Andreas fault line is edging and is reaching a peak, like a 1,000 year high. They think. I mean, no one really knows that because they haven't been measuring it for 1,000 years, but they guess it could be the highest in 1,000 years. The big one, the big one, folks, could be coming. A big fucking earthquake could be coming. Maybe a 7 magnitude earthquake could be coming to California. This is a real warning. You might want to. There are so many reasons to not want to be in California, at least not all the time. This is another one. So you might want to think about that. California, is Cali going to disappear? That would be cool, says Rayo 2. Calls to mind the old Tool. What was that old Tool song called? Learn to Swim or something. Fantasizing about California sinking. Maybe one day California will break off, and hey, this could be it. It could happen. Why not? So yeah, that's a thing that maybe you should listen to. Warning, California earthquake. Could be a big earthquake. I don't get to tell you about that before it happens very often. And hey, it might not. It might not, but you know, when they're saying it's at the highest excitation of edging, of masturbatory edging for the San Andreas fault line in 1,000 years, you know, that sounds bad. It takes much less than that for an earthquake to happen there. So I don't know, you might want to worry about that or something. You might want to think about that. Elsewise, in Mother Earth threats, now here's another warning about the past. If you were in the Pacific Northwest over this last week, sorry about that. There were wildfires throughout the Pacific Northwest. It's noteworthy in a few ways. We all know that arson can play a role. I mean, wildfires are going to happen either way, but arson can speed things up along. You know, it could spark something. And in this case, you know, arson is often suspected, but in this case, I think someone already got nabbed. So they say, anyway, for arson in connection with this. That's noteworthy. But what's more noteworthy than that is that instead of just burning up a bunch of places where nobody lives, which is what most wildfires do. Yeah, of course the news will cherry pick the one person living out there crying about how their house burned down. But for the most part, there's not a lot of folks living out there. But this time, it's worse because it hit the eastern Washington area, around the Spokane area. And folks live there. A lot of folks live there. So that's bad. This is what they call, the feds call this Wildland Urban Interface, or WUI for short. Because it's fun. It's fun to be at the Wildland Urban Interface when there's a fire happening there. It's considered the worst kind of place for a fire to go to, because the wildland part is the part that provides the fire, and the urban part is the bit that provides the folks and the buildings. And you put those two things together, and humans consider that worse when those things are on fire. It seems that many tens of thousands of folks are affected by this in some way, and hundreds of buildings were hurt and it happened pretty fast. It kind of seemed like it happened pretty fast to me. Firefighting wasn't working too well either last time I checked, and there were some fickle winds going this way and that way, ramping up, ramping down, making it kind of hard to call what it was going to do, I guess. Whatever. So yeah, watch out about that thing that already happened. But watch out more about the big earthquake in California that might happen. You might want to watch out more about the thing that hasn't happened. In digital news, some folks are talking about some kind of fucking cold card exploit. I guess cold card is yet another hardware wallet of some kind. I guess a Bitcoin hardware wallet, probably a Bitcoin only hardware wallet. I don't know. What do I know? As you can tell, I didn't read that much about this, but as somebody who didn't read much about the cold card exploit, which resulted in a lot of Bitcoin being stolen, but not as much as has been stolen at other times, I think. What was it, on the order of tens of millions? Rayo 2 says, I bought 2 cold cards in 2020, never opened them up, and they burnt up in the fire. Good fucking riddance. Yeah, there's a lot of hardware wallets out there, namely Bitcoin hardware wallets, and I wish I could recommend more of them. There's only a few that are good. The one I talk about mostly is Trezor, because they're a multi-coin wallet and they support Monero. So you hear me talking about that a lot. There's a couple other good ones that are Bitcoin only that I never remember what they're called. Rhea 2 says, fuck hardware wallets. Just get a ghost phone that is never online / connected to the internet. Much easier to not fuck up. I don't condone this. So it's true. You can ramshackle together a fake hardware wallet by having some other device be kind of sort of air gapped. It's not the safest way to do it. I wouldn't bet a lot of cryptocurrency on something like that, but it's not bad if that's what you have lying around. You could do a lot worse. And nowadays there's if you have graphene on your ghost phone or whatever, you can get Cupcake and stuff from Accrescent. You can get the Accrescent app store from the Graphene app store, and then you can get Cupcake from there. And it's meant for stuff like that. And that's kind of cool. There's cool stuff like that. You could even use it for, you could even put like Aegis or some other one-time password app. I think there's another. You could use one-time password apps too to do authentication from there, and those keys would be offline too from that. But anyway, it is better from a security standpoint to have a dedicated hardware wallet, and like if you don't want to fuck it up, then back up the seed phrase and or your passwords or whatever. But Anyway, so cold card exploit. I didn't really read about it, as you can tell, but I heard something like it was to do with the randomness wasn't good. So the seed phrases could be like guessed or something. And if that's true, if what I heard about that is true, that's very, very bad. That is not a small thing to fuck up in this realm of hardware wallets. Does Cold Card have open source firmware? If not, then I already would have been like, okay, well, fuck them, right? Yeah, do they have open-ish hardware at least? That if not, I would have been tempted to say also fuck them. But this is a whole. If I wasn't gonna say fuck them before, I'm sure the least I would have said is like, who cares about them? Why not? Why not pick something better? But this is bad. So like you have a dedicated piece of hardware that you've built to I'm going to touch on that. Right. Rayo 2 says it might be malicious or intentional. Yeah, I was going to touch on, I don't know who NVK is or what their tweets and behavior were, but I was going to say, just from a technical standpoint, why I think it might be on purpose. If you're making a fucking hardware wallet, and so one of the things you're going to do is have a good chip that does nothing but provide high quality randomness. When you have cryptographic hardware, specialized cryptographic hardware, you can get really high quality randomness, very, very primo, top of the line randomness, true randomness you can get from a hardware chip. Any hardware wallet worth its salt should do that. If it's not doing that, there's a big problem. And what I was thinking is, it is such a big problem, it is such an obvious quote unquote oversight that it's hard to swallow that it is an oversight at all. It feels like something done willfully. It feels like a backdoor, and it feels like whoever is behind Cold Card is the one who stole the crypto. I can't prove that, but it's just so fucking. No one would fuck that up. No one making a hardware wallet would fuck that up realistically. It makes no sense. So to hear Rayo 2 saying, oh yeah, this guy was acting weird and there were red flags and they wouldn't go full open source, but that doesn't shock me at all. It feels like it was backdoored. But this is part of the reason you need at least open-ish hardware and most assuredly open source firmware. And like this is a basic thing. Like, if you don't have a dedicated randomness chip that is good, then you're fucked. Don't use it. That's stupid. But whatever. Here's some it just, Rayo 2 says, just sucks that these were the most hardcore Bitcoiners who were allegedly doing it the best, most right way. Well, it's not the best, most right way. You have to fucking think. You can't just get some hardware wallet made by any old Tom, Dick, or Harry. You got to think about what hardware wallet you're getting. In which case, it is kind of the best, most right way. Just don't use a fucking ledger, for fuck's sake. Everyone's using a goddamn ledger. Just stop. Anyway, elsewise in digital news, I didn't really read about this one either, but I heard about a VPN, I guess a Windows client for a VPN, trying to do something about the Windows 11 GDID. Windows 11 GDID, it has come up on the show before, because I gave you a little story in the news about a guy who was caught, a member of a ransomware group who was caught because he was using fucking Windows 11, and the GDID was actually used to catch him, which is something. But yeah, anyway, I think it's WinScribe or something. I think Windscribe is like a mediocre VPN. And they have a Windows client, I think, if I read these 5 words that I read about the story rightly, then they're trying to do something about the GDID in their client. It's like they're trying to, I don't know if they're actually doing it on the OS level, like basically rooting Windows 11 and actually breaking the GDID, or if they're just filtering it out on the network level. I'm not really sure what they're doing, but they're trying to do something about it to stop it from happening, which is whatever. The answer is don't use Windows, but it was enough. It was interesting enough to bring up, I guess, in digital news. So I killed some time by talking about it. Killing some time now by talking about it. Elsewise in digital news, and here's another one that's kind of like, it's something that I feel whatever about in a way, but it's also interesting. Signal. There are some little inklings and whispers that some folks think Signal may or may not be gearing up to make it so you can register Signal accounts without a phone number. Now, I don't want to go on a big autistic rant about this, but Signal, you could do a whole lot worse than Signal, right? The client is open source. The end-to-end encryption is good. The end-to-end encryption is actually on most of the time, which, you know, is something I can't say. I can't say these things about Telegram, really. But you know, it's a centralized service that has a single point of failure, and they have access to all this metadata, even if they super duper pinky promise that because of the way they're using TEEs or whatever, that they can't see it or whatever. Who gives a shit? I don't care. Signals is kind of gay. It's better than, you know, whatever. Like there are a lot of folks out there who Signal is the one thing they use that is like, do you use any open source instant messaging program that has end-to-end encryption? And for there's a lot of folks who the answer is just Signal. Signal is all they do, or at least they've heard of it. So it's easier to get them there. So it serves that role. But anyway, yeah, a lot of folks have bitched and moaned about the phone number registration thing. Of course, the phone number registration thing is bad and dumb and should not have ever been how you did it. But, you know, it's not that hard to just like go on fucking SMS pool or something and get a one-time verification code SMS number. You know, you pay like what, 25 cents, 50 cents or something worth of Monero to do that and register a Signal account. It's not that hard. Signal doesn't do anything to try to block VPNs or one-time SMS numbers or any of that shit. Once again, not something I can say about Telegram. Telegram blocks that shit very aggressively. But whatever, maybe or maybe not, Signal will allow you to make an account without a phone number. It's kind of like who cares a little bit, but I guess it's notable. And I guess it's related to what my show is about, so I brought it up to kill time. In logistics news, the Bobby Baboon Strait, you know, that important strait. That's not the Strait of Hummus, the Strait of Bobby Baboon or whatever. I think it's like Rocky Raccoon, Bobby Baboon, something like that. Anyway, you know how that one might get closed, and it's kind of like bad if that happens. Well, there was a thing where a ship was sunk. A ship was sunk there by a water drone, no less. I'm going to bring it up again in war news to nerd out about the water drone. But, you know, once again, this is something that spooks everybody and brings you another notch closer to the Bobby Baboon Strait being closed. You want to watch insurance companies, and insurance companies kind of rule the day a little bit. I mean, look at the Strait of Hummus, right? Like insurance companies kind of almost matter more than their insurance rates as high as 9% or something. I think, for the Strait of Hummus. I think 2, if you go over like 2, they can't do it. Basically, it might as well be a ban on doing it. Anyway, whatever. Look at the insurance rates. I'm not going to do that for you. I don't give a shit. There you go. Logistics news elsewise. You know, last week I brought up a state monopolized water plant, tap water plants. I make my own tap water at home, so it's no big deal to me. But I think it was in Minnesota or something. They said that there was a cyber attack on the plant, and they had to tell folks about it because they wanted to issue a boil order and blah, blah, blah. Also, there was some kind of power outage or something. And the thing is, though, if the state can get away with it, they won't tell folks about things like this right away. And it turns out that was just the one that got away in terms of not talking about it. And over the last couple of weeks, it's come out that there were at least 12 states altogether that saw cyber attacks on their monopolized water plants. So that's interesting. And the first thing I'm going to highlight here, just to put it into, to frame it for you a little bit, doing a cyber attack on a water treatment plant is very easy to do. You could do it, pretty much. You could do it. I cannot overstate how shitty the gear is that they're using in there. They're using old industrial controls in there to run these water plants. Some of these old industrial controls are so weak to cyber attacks that you can cyber attack them accidentally by doing an active scan, by like trying to ping an industrial control device. You can accidentally make it crash or something. That's how flimsy this stuff is. So this is not crazy hard to do. Nonetheless, it happened all over America. And as far as I know, it wasn't like a ransomware attack or anything. So that kind of makes it seem like a state actor. Now it's hard to say for sure who, but if I had to go out on a limb and guess, the first guess that would come to my mind is like the US themselves, an element within the US itself. Because like, why would, if it was someone who actually, if it was a state, an enemy state that didn't like the US, they would save this low-hanging fruit attack for when it mattered, to my mind, right? That's how it feels to me. Who benefits from this? Qui bono? It kind of seems like, well, only someone who would want to raise awareness about the weakness or do something about it to answer it is the one who benefits from something like this. So kind of feels like elements within the US may have done this. Just a hunch. Call it a hunch. And they're not wrong. Elsewise in logistics news, the Spain-Italy trade may be a bit fucked with by the Italian state, because the Italian state decided that they can just go and suspend the Schengen area agreement whenever they feel like it, which, on paper they can't, but states don't really care very much about laws as they're written. They just kind of do whatever they want. This has to do with the party that was being thrown in Ceuta, which I talked about last week, and we'll talk about more under parties and party vans. And finally, wise, in logistics news, it's the Somaliopolis airport, was grounded for hours. The planes, the flying machines of the Somaliopolis airport was grounded for hours at some time this week. I don't know why. That's it. I don't know why. In Crackdown's news, like I said before, the Italian state closed off the Schengen area with Spain, and there is talk of other states in the EU doing the same. So that might be funny, I guess. I don't know, whatever. Some information that you have now, if you're listening. I wouldn't be listening to this. Elsewise in Crackdown's news, the fucking Iranian yogurt state and the Omani state are coming to some sort of agreement for joint administration of the Strait of Hormuz. I guess that means they get to share the highway robbery funds that they get. I don't know, whatever. Just another, really the takeaway from that is what I already told you before, which is it's not going away. There's no plan for the toll booth in the Strait of Hormuz to ever go away, even if it's quote unquote opened again. Elsewise in Crackdown's news, there's a lot of ID. There's a lot of digital ID stuff again, as there so often is. Google Play, fucking Google is making the Play Age API, which sounds, some of that about that just sounds pedophilic to me. Sounds libertarian to me. Play Age. I want to play with people of a younger age. Like, I don't know, just Play Age. And they name all their versions of Android after candy and stuff. Think about it. Anyway, Google Play Age API is going to be forced on all users worldwide by the end of 2026. So if you're running stock Android, which is dumb, and you shouldn't do that, you should use Graphene. But if you're running stock Android, they're fucking they're gonna force the digital ID thing on everyone, all of them. Big shocker there. Here's a few U.S. ones. The U.S. feds they're trying to pass some shit to do with forcing age verification on the OS level. This is something I guess I brought up like a year ago or something, pointing out that this was coming for sure. And it is. And that's just another little step in that. There was one state, I don't even know which state, I forgot. One state was passing or trying to pass something to do with this, forcing KYC on the OS level. Is what it really is. And also there's digital ID bills. More than one. Bills, plural, hitting the US feds as well. All nice timing. All very nice coordinated timing all around the world. No big deal. Just totally natural. It's democracy. It's democracy at work. Elsewise in Crackdowns, there's a U.S. federal executive order thing trying to crack down on anchor babies. You remember that? You remember that the Texan state was trying to crack down on anchor babies. Now the feds are trying to help them, at least the executive wing trying to help them. But is that going to have any weight or hold up in court? Probably not, but whatever. They're coming after your anchor babies, folks. Watch out. Or rather, try to get knocked up as soon as you can, and drop the anchor baby as soon as you can in America, because there's a wind blowing. They're trying to come for it. But if you do it now, you'll probably be good. Elsewise in Crackdown's news, for some reason, I heard about Edmonton, which I think is a town in Alberta, Canada. Wait, what did they do? Oh yeah, they did a UK style thing. They came after somebody for something they posted online. I think you might think if you don't know about Canada, you might think, oh, another English-speaking country besides America. Well, they're just a bunch of queers anyway. They probably do that all the time. Not really, actually. Not in Canada, they don't do that all the time. So that's a bowel movement worth mentioning. If it happened in the UK, I wouldn't bring that up. It did happen in the UK, and I didn't write that in the news. They sent someone. They're sending someone to a re-education course for saying something online in the UK. There you go. Just off the top of my head, that happened this week. That was not written in my news because, like, who cares? It happens like 100 times. Elsewise in Crackdown's news, I had a shower thought. You're gonna like this one. I had a shower thought related to thinking about how easy it is to take down water plants because they all run on shitty industrial equipment that's mostly old. That is very, very, very easy to take down sometimes. I was thinking, I was thinking, oh, how do I apply this to sabotage, right? Because I'm Thane Riddle. So I'm Thane Riddle, the author of the Insurrectionary Agorism Manifesto. So I immediately started thinking about, oh, what else runs on these delicate industrial controls that could be sabotaged? And something topical came to mind. So these data centers that all you folks are talking about, you don't like the data centers, do you? We've been talking about growing bamboo under the data centers, and we've been talking about others doing other stuff to them. I can't remember all the other stuff. You probably bomb them with a drone, right? But I guess that's a little too, what is that, too terroristic for you or something? Just stop being such a pussy. Anyway, here's a much more limp-wristed thing you could do that could be even more destructive, maybe. In some data centers, the HVAC runs on shitty old industrial controls, which are very easy to take down with a basic bitch script kiddie cyber attack. And if and hey, if you want to do some sit rep on what hardware they might be running in a data center, there are a few ways to do that, but one low-hanging fruit is look at job postings. Look at job postings from the past, looking for people with experience with shitty hardware X, shitty industrial control used to control HVAC systems. Looking for people with experience with that to work at this data center. That means that they have that there, right? So that'll give you even more information about how to attack it. Which, like I said before, often all it takes is fucking pinging it and you'll break something. But even if not, there are exploits that are well documented on some of these old things. And there's even some, I mean, look, put it to you this way. If the HVAC system goes down on a very hot day in a data center, that's bad. That's bad for the servers. Servers produce heat, a lot of it. And especially ones working that hard. And the heat needs to be taken out of the area all the time. And if that system stops working, it's bad for them. And at the same time as you break that system, you're breaking probably fire suppression stuff, some fire suppression stuff, and monitoring stuff as well. When I say fire suppression stuff, yes, alarms and sprinklers might go off. But the HVAC system kicks in to move smoke out of the area and stuff. That wouldn't, you can probably break that. And you can break the monitoring so that even if the fire department knows about it,
I'm going to go sit outside.
Doc Barber.
Enjoy this nice part of the day.
Doc Barber, you are unmuted in my room on my show. Also, your camera's on. Anyway, so yeah, that could be fun. And yeah, so like if there happened to be a fire in there too, that would be worse. Just saying. Just simply on a hot day, the HVAC system going down in a data center, that could do it. That could do it. Anyway, Human interest news. What did I write in human interest news? Oh yeah, in human interest news, there's a guy who's very interested in humans after they're dead. There's this guy in Chicago. He keeps getting in trouble, keeps getting in shit over and over again for piling up a bunch of dead bodies that are supposed to be cremated. He in this case, he was running a crematorium and wasn't actually burning the bodies. He was just piling them up somewhere. And he gets fined for like health code violations. And he like lost his license to be a funeral director or something. And he just keeps doing this stuff, happily paying the fine, and then keeps doing it, which makes it feel an awful lot like he's harvesting organs. Because why else would you do this? Why else would you stack hundreds and hundreds of bodies and let them rot in your toy box for fucking why would you do that and then continue to pay tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars in fines and be like, yeah, sure, no problem, and then keep doing it? Obviously he's making money, he's harvesting some organs. So whoever's got the contact for that organ market, let us know in the comments. Like and subscribe and hit that bell. Now it's parties and party vans news. So yeah, that party in Ceuta, which is this place that, you know, when you look at it, you go, that's Morocco, right? But according to the Spanish state, that's Spain. Crazy. These folks are crazy. They think Spain's in Africa. Well, this little place called Ceuta, last week, you know, they started a big old party there. A bunch of guys decided to visit from Morocco, and they went through the fence, and it's been partymonium ever since that happened. There was like 60K party goers visiting the tiny little enclave of Ceuta. Lots of break-ins and squatting, folks boarding themselves up in their houses. And I even heard that some of the party goers left only because they were running out of party favors, which is to say, you know, the food and water of the country of Ceuta. It's pretty funny when you think about it. But yeah, 60K is a bit much. 60K is a bit much for it. Maybe could have been like 50K or something. Maybe that would have been a better number. Last week I made a joke about how, it's probably George Soros shipping them in and whatever. They're doing it on purpose and it's all coordinated. Not really a joke, right? It's just something that you kind of just know is likely true because it always seems to be, because that's just it's the MO, it's the trend for like, it's been like 10 years now or something. They just do this shit nonstop. But anyway, it turns out that's confirmed because folks were seeing it happen, as they often do. They were seeing, because you can't really hide, you can't hide something like that. So they don't even try. They just, they drive in with like trucks and buses full of these guys and they just drop them off. And then they were seeing border bludgies, Spanish border bludgies, just letting them in, like opening the fence for them, like ushering them through and like running the whole thing.
You don't want to go down this road with me.
Jack Bauer does not like immigrants. What are you, like racist or something? Anyway, so there's that, in case it wasn't obvious. But you should totally be mad at liberals or something instead, right? Jack Bauer has certainly tortured a lot of minorities. I never really watched 24, but I kind of feel like I should at least watch it a little bit, see what it's like. It's probably entertaining. I like Kiefer Sutherland. In war news, cheesy as fuck but entertaining sounds good to me. War news is brought to you by Agorist.market. Want to find some goods and services in the counter economy? Or how about putting your own business in front of thousands of agorist eyeballs? Well, you can't go too wrong with one of the oldest, most well-known online second-round business directories in the world, boss. All you got to do is jack into the Matrix, the Cyberpunk 2021, not the Wachowski trannies Matrix, and surf the World Wide Web on over to agorist.market. Make lucre, not war. Garfield War and the Garfield War threatened big strikes from the US. It's going to be the apocalypse. They're going to turn the whole place into dust. They're going to fucking whatever. That was called off, quote unquote, called off last weekend. I kind of feel like it wasn't ever going to happen based on how they were moving assets. Yeah, they're always moving assets into there, but I don't know. It didn't match up with what they were claiming, I think. So I think maybe they never were going to do the big apocalyptic strikes that they couldn't even do, of course. Of course, stock market manipulation has become a daily thing, a weekly thing, with how the U.S. talks about the war, just lying to you the whole time, conducting the war with no sign of stopping while lying and saying that they're in peace talks, just to manipulate the stock market, I guess. Some folks think it might have been intel gathering, like they were trying to spook them so that they could trick them into doing something, which, if that's true, it should have worked, because it seems like the Iranian state took those threats seriously and they were evacuating certain spots and stuff. And I'm sure that there were a few high rollers hiding in bunkers who switched from one bunker to another. So if they were trying to see stuff like that, you'd think they would have seen it. You'd think they would have gotten the intel that they were fishing for, but they didn't do anything openly about it. And you have to, not necessarily openly, but you do have to do something quickly when you're trying to get intel like that, because intel like that doesn't stay fresh for too long. So I don't know. I kind of it might have just been stock market manipulation. I don't know what's going on. Civilians, the civvies in Iraq, are saying the U.S. has dipped out of the Erbil base in Iraq. Gone. Ugh. In some ways, not very shocking, based on the way things were going there. Wasn't looking good for them. But in other ways, it's like, hold on a sec. Did the U.S. occupation of Iraq just end after 23 years? And it ended with a whimper. It ended with a "they won't even tell you" on the news. Yes, folks, it kind of seems like that may be the case. U.S. gone. Just the CIA glow niggers. They're everywhere. But U.S. military openly in the base gone. So it would seem, according to the civvies. Geez, man, that's all it took after 23 years. Just a little bit of annoying them, being a little fly in their ear. Anyway, I guess that makes Kuwait the new West Front of the war, which is kind of far away. Kind of seems like a good development for the Iranian yogurt. And of course, the Iranian yogurt answers that by hitting Kuwait more and more. But they didn't just wait for the U.S. to hit them first, like they often do. They're always doing this tit for tat. We wait for the U.S. to attack us, then we get them back for revenge. Finally, the Iranian yogurt is cutting out that shit, because that's stupid. The thing that you should be doing is aggressively attacking and nonstop the moment someone starts attacking you. And now they seem to be going on the offensive a little more, hitting the Kuwait base pretty hard. And maybe this is a turn of the tide. Maybe they're going to keep doing that. I don't know. One of the biggest war news thing that happened this week was the Houthis used a water drone to sink a merchant ship in the Baby Mandibles Strait. They had water drones last year. That's not news. Water drones are cool as fuck. I remember last year when the Houthis had it. That was like, wasn't that like the first time? One of the first. It was probably the first time it was ever brought up on the show. It was exciting. But now it's like, yeah, whatever. We know they have them, but you know, for them to use it to do this is considered a big step. And it's spooking everyone. And it feels like the Baby Mandibles Strait is you know, a lot closer to being closed because of that. Also, water drones are cool. I just want to say that water drones, we should get some water drones. This sounds pretty cool. The US is way down on interceptors. You've heard this before, but we've got some numbers supposedly. The Patriot missiles, the US Patriot missiles are, someone claims they're down 2/3 from the start of the war. They went from, I want to say 2,300 something to around 800 Patriot missiles. Yikes. And virtually, quote unquote, virtually all, according to a rumor, virtually all surface to surface long range precision missiles gone. Done. That's bad. Now the yogurt must at least be lower on missiles than when they started, but they've done such a good job stockpiling them, decentralizing the stockpile, protecting them, burying them, hiding them, that it's hard to say. Bravo. Rayo2 says, thanks to Shadrach, who zapped 939er sats via Zapstream with a cigarette emoji. And I take it that's a non-KYC cigarette emoji. Or did they replace the non-KYC cigarette emoji with a normal cigarette emoji, just like they replaced the guns with water guns? We need new emoji fonts. Hell Stew says, great show on Rumble. Thank you. We're glad that the Rumble listeners, the Rumble boomers have recovered from their Taco Bell foot lettuce syndrome, and they're back on Rumble listening to the show. Most definitely non-KYC cigarette. The boomers are enjoying the show. The parasites have been cleansed. They're eating their wormwood. I've done too good a job burning time with news. Okay, let's blaze through this news. Ukrainian Nazi CIA niggers versus the Red Menace. The Ukrainian Nazi CIA niggers hit a Turkish ship, and her Turkish, I want to say, merchant ship. And the Turkish state played it kind of chill. They sent a message saying, to all you guys in the Black Sea, you know, Ukrainians, Russians, whatever, just everyone, we would like you to leave Turkish ships alone, and we would like safe passage through the Black Sea. We just want everyone to know that. We're not singling anybody out. That's how they responded to that, playing it cool, because, you know, these are guys who they buy a lot of weapons from Russia. They play both sides. I've brought this up before, that where the Erdogan, the Turkish state, are playing both sides, not picking which side they're going to be on in World War III until the last minute. I kind of think that's not a good play for them, maybe, but they're still doing it. And my call is the Ukrainian Nazi CIA niggers will kill civilians next. See how the Turkish state reacts to that, because they're just trying to poke the bears, trying to start shit. Speaking of which, in Germany, there was a drone attack on an airport in Germany with drones that blow up. That doesn't happen every day. At least some of them blow up. Anyway, so at first there were, or at least they're saying that some of them blow up, and it's hard to say for sure if that's true. So some drones were seen. This is the story, supposedly. Some drones were seen, and the planes were grounded. Then they searched around for some Easter eggs, and they found a drone on the ground, on the tarmac, near a Ukrainian cargo plane. How convenient. and they said it was an exploding drone, and they give a blurry picture which doesn't clearly show any explosive charge. And then later a DHL plane hit a drone. They didn't say if it blew up or anything. And then it did an emergency landing elsewhere. Pretty dodgy story. So the choice of targets plus, not doing very much makes it look like one of two things. The first thing is a frame job on the Russian state, which makes it look like the Ukrainian Nazi CIA niggers who every now and then, they like to earn their CIA namesake. They do some CIA shit, and this could be one of them. It could have also actually been the Russian state if it was meant as a message, like, hey, by the way, we have covert ops at your NATO airports who've already smuggled drones in there, and we can take down your planes before they even take off, like in Battlefield 3, where you put the C4 on your team's plane, and then when your teammate takes off, you set it off, and it disables the plane without killing him, so it doesn't count as a team kill, but it still totally fucks with him, and it's really funny. It's like that, but the Ukrainian Nazi CIA nigger, Black Ops trying to pin it on the Russians thing feels like it matches the trend more of how they've been acting. It's not the first time that's happened. So that feels more likely somehow. Now, the Russian state does want to hit deeper into Europe one day, not too far in the future, in World War III, or before World War III a little bit. But doing this stuff now strikes me as better for the West than it is for them. So feels a little more like the Nazi CIA niggers. The media might give away a clue if the media, because I don't pay attention to the dinosaur media. You tell me, if the dinosaur media is covering this up and trying not to talk about it, that could hint the Russian state doing it is maybe true. But if they're acting like, oh yeah, for sure it's the Russians, look how evil they are, oh my god, the Russia attacked Germany, if they're doing that, then it wasn't them, it was the Ukrainian Nazi CIA niggers. That's my bet. Anyway, here's some a break where robots tell jokes and there's ads and so forth, and when I come back I'll be here with my guest SlowBearDigger.
You're listening to the PAZNIA Radio Network.
While infrastructure costs for the PAZNIA Radio Network aren't exorbitant now, there are some costs. It will also increasingly demand more time as we move towards longer transmissions and more transmissions. If you'd like to help cover current costs and even the expansion of our efforts, please visit PAZNIA.com/shop. There, you can make a one-time fiat, Bitcoin, or Monero donation. You can become a stakeholder, and you can even order some one-of-a-kind PAZNIA merch, ranging from shirts to hats to flags, all the way to beach towels. Again, that link at PAZNIA.com/shop. Cheers from the Free Republic.
Now that the technological foundation is laid for the PAZNIA radio network, we are now ready to start building out a regular, and more frequent transmission schedule of self-liberational media. Do you want to host your own show on the PAZNIA radio network? Do you already have a show or podcast that you would like premiered or replayed during our transmissions? Something else? Reach out to Coordinator Rayo to discuss details. Email coordinator@paznia.com. Again, coordinator@paznia.com. See you in the second realm.
Hello, Freedom Pioneers! Billy Mays here. Are you tired of big tech tracking your every click? Are you sick of algorithms deciding what you see? Are you bored of Netflix subscriptions that cost a kidney and Spotify ads that last longer than the song? I know you are, because I'm fucking bored just thinking about it. But I have the solution: infrastructure. So powerful, so private, so decentralized, it will crack the concrete of censorship. It's the brand new PAZNIA library. That's right. It's a free to-use privacy, friendly, decentralized combination of Netflix, Spotify, and your digital book app, and it's live right now. Check it out. We've got the full HBO documentary, The Anarchist, with Jason Henza and Miranda Webb. We've got the legendary Bill Cooper documentaries. We've got Alongside Night, libertarian fiction, and Eyes Wide Shut, which, let me tell you, is basically nonfiction. And wait, there's more. We've got Trailer Park Boys. We've got Sky Huddleston's Second Realm Speed Dating, and music streaming is coming soon. Plus, a digital book library is on the way. Terabytes of content, more to upload. We have the beginnings of true media freedom, an infrastructure base with many, many potentialities. I'm Billy Mays, and I'm always here to help you take back your media. Visit lbry.paznia.com. Again, lbry.paznia.com to start streaming today. Billy Mays, signing off to go binge watch Firefly. Over and out.
GOAT General WILLY2 here with an important message regarding food, health, and wellness. Sometimes the high-quality PAZNIA wheat, grass, and other forages just don't do it for me. Sometimes I need a change. In those cases, there's only one decision. Me and my closest compatriots bleat that slow bleat for a few hours until we arrive at the local Steak and Shake. When we get there, it's like clacking right into heaven. I get up to the order booth. Double steak burger and fries, extra spicy, with one of them glass bottle Mexican Cokes. Little one sexy ass walks up and orders some nonsense like 2 orders of fries and mozzarella sticks. The best thing about it? It's not like I'm cheating on my pure beast goat diet. They'll use the highest quality grass-fed meat, tallow, and you can pay in Bitcoin. Steak and Shake didn't pay me to make this recording. I just think more goats should know where to go for a good and healthy time. Unofficially on behalf of Steak and Shake. Go eat Steak and Shake. It's goatlicious.
And now, back to Cloak and Dagger with host Thane Riddle.
I'm back. I'm pulled from the ether again, summoned by my true name, Thane Riddle, the fresh prince of the 9 heavens of privacy and security. I'm here with my guest, SlowBearDigger. How's tricks, boss?
Hello, hello. How's everyone doing?
I mean, I'm not doing that well. I have to do this show. Got at least another hour, probably even more.
Nothing like a little daily torture, to keep it going.
That's for sure. Especially with this damn show. Now, how are folks allowed to call you SlowBearDigger with a hard R, or only some kinds of folks allowed to say that?
Doesn't matter. Some people say SlowBearDigger, which is valid because I'm part black, so yeah, it applies.
That's valid.
Yeah. Yeah. Feel free to call me whatever you want. It's fine. Don't care.
That's how I feel, pretty much. About your names, not about mine. Mine can only be said a certain way. So who the hell are you?
Yeah, just a fucking random guy that I just popped on Twitter, starting doing stuff, and apparently people like the stuff, so I'm here. So that's basically a little, making the history short.
That's how I feel, except I'm not sure how many people actually like this show or listen to it. How many people are following you on Twitter?
Me, checking, 798.
Oh, fancy.
That's
so
fancy?
Well, I don't know, next to Cloak and Dagger.
I feel overwhelmed. I feel overwhelmed. Like, there's a lot
Probably,
of attention going on.
I'm sure that's like 50 or 100 times the number of folks who listen to Cloak and Dagger. So, so I'm going to ask you a canned question. I ask everybody: how has privacy and security come up in your life?
Well, I've been always interested in computers, software, and Linux distros. Like the basic stuff. And I started just slowly seeing things like everything's turning into surveillance, and like everything's getting tracked. They're tracking your fucking ass every day in every kind of things you do. So like I was getting a little tired, a little sick. That was like 10 years ago. And I started to do some online courses on cybersecurity shit and stuff. And I try to keep like a low profile since then. And then I opened the fucking Twitter account, and well, thing happens. But like, yeah, like I started from the basics. I started noticing patterns. So that was it, basically. Like,
what do you even talk about on Twitter?
I just retarded stuff. Like, I often use Monero posts, because I fucking love Monero. I use Monero for like 90% of the things that I do or leave off. So that's what I do. I criticize any other kind of shitcoin that's around, and I just sometimes take some hot takes, as you guys say, like some controversial comments or posts and stuff, just to keep things fun. Like, for example, a few days ago with this cold card situation, these fucking retarded people. And the Bitcoiners started saying like, oh, self-custody is death. We should move to a fucking centralized exchange or something, like a fucking Binance situation. I'm like, oh my God, these people is so fucking retarded. Like a level of retardation that I have never seen before.
Yeah.
And I live in South America. That's a lot to say.
That's certainly not all Bitcoiners, but Bitcoin is the most accessible to retarded people because they've heard of it.
Yeah. So yeah, I basically post stuff like that. I sometimes get to make some amazing tools for the community. Like previous days, I made like a payment gateway for Monero only, of course. And seems like people like it because it is easy to use. No need to self-host anything and stuff like that. So yeah.
Well, I'm about to ask you lots of questions about XMRPay, but first I want to pat you on the back for being what I like to call a counter engineer. I coined my own term. You know, we got counterculture, we got counter economy.
Mhm.
I made up something called
Yes.
counter engineering. And
Oh,
yeah, the
sounds
bare
pretty based.
it is based, and yeah, the bare minimum is you at least are pseudonymous and have halfway all right OPSEC
Mhm.
as a not just a software developer or something, but anything, making anything. And there's
Mhm.
also some more cool stuff that I tend to encourage, like openly violating copyright laws and like
Oh yeah, of course. Every day.
using leaked
Yes.
source code, making derivatives of you know,
Highly
whatever, all that
recommended,
good stuff.
people. It is fun. It is fun. Just be smart.
It's a good hobby. Anyway, so XMRPay. What is XMRPay?
It's a payment gateway. You can integrate that to WordPress or like any kind of custom website that you have, and it allows you to get Monero in exchange for your products and services, and you don't need to keep an eye on that. So I said, you're just trying to make adoption a little bit more easy.
Now, XMRPay looks very small, light, straightforward next to other stuff. It looks pretty sexy, you know?
Yeah, no,
It's
not gonna
very
lie. I'm very
lean.
proud of. Yeah, it's kind of naked without being naked, you know.
I
So yeah,
like that though.
yeah. So I was thinking like, what should I do next? Because I made Go at tomorrow, which is like a link tree alternative with a little store situation, yada yada yada.
Oh
And I
yeah, I
was
saw
like,
that too.
just yeah. So I was just thinking like, what's the next step? What's like, sure, I can make an alternative, like whatever you know what I mean? Like I need to make something that the community actually uses and they need, and they don't know that they need it. So I just went online, open GitHub, started just looking for repos for projects or for, just pull some code and inspiration and all of that shit. And I saw the BTC Pay server. And I was like, okay, let me just see what's required. And I was like, fuck this. I don't have time or patience to run a Docker instance or like a self-host Monero wallet RPC and shit like that. Like, sure, like if I'm making my own business, I can do that because I know how to do it and like it's fine, whatever. But like people who's starting in the privacy world, like starting to take in consideration privacy more seriously, right? Like people like that is gonna find all of that difficult, and they're going to end up paying someone to do that and probably get scammed. So I'm like, okay, this may be it, right? And I was like, okay, if I'm going to do this, I want to do it without the minimum effort possible from the user side. So that's I started digging some old as Monero integration repos, where they have Monero WP and like Monero Udo and stuff like that. So I saw Monero PHP. And I was like, oh, this is fun. So they have the crypto privilege that allows us to simply just scan the fucking blockchain without the need of a wallet RPC running or something heavy. You can do that just with PHP, Java, or any kind of language that you want. So that's what it is.
That's
Why
right.
it's sexy. It just reads the blockchain. That's it.
That's right. Rayo2 says, I always ran into issues with BTC Pay server. I'm retarded. Looking forward to implementing XMRPay. Just haven't gotten around to it yet. I think he's starting to do that.
Oh, well, if you need a hand, just don't mind to message me on Twitter or whatever, and happy to help.
I'm sure he will. Now XMRPay, you've got a very we're kindred spirits in autism because you value things that are minimalistic and don't do a bunch of gay, bloated, unnecessary stuff that everyone else does, which is kind of what we're talking about. So one of these things, XMRPay works without an always-on server daemon. I think that's pretty cool. Tell the listeners why you made it that way.
Can you repeat? Sorry.
XMRPay works without an always-on server daemon.
Yeah.
Why'd you do that?
Because if the more things that you have going on in your store, your website, or your home server, or whatever, it means more surface to attacks. You know, like there's more space and chance for you to get fucked. So I'm like, this has to be as minimal as possible. It has to be lightweight because some people, sure, they pay for like WordPress or like whatever cheap hosting situation, and sometimes they don't have the chance to run like a fucking backend or like point to a node, and like they run with issues. So yeah, that's the whole idea. Like it runs in basically like whatever your hosting is providing, it runs on that.
That's right. And it's I guess it's resource efficient too as a result. You've also got zero runtime dependencies, is that right?
Mm-hmm. Well, for the case of WordPress or PHP, which is the core, it can run with just cron tasks. I'm trying to optimize that, but yeah. So like it works unattended, just for saying.
That's right. Light, sleek, efficient, doing as little as possible. I like that a lot. Now, on the XMR side, XMRPay only needs a view key, right? Now, what are the upsides and downsides of only having a view key?
Well, the obviously downside is that if your website gets compromised, your hosting, whatever, all your transactions are going to be visible. You know, like how much money
Yeah,
you
no
have
kidding.
and stuff like that. Yeah, so I specify that on the GitHub docs, I believe. Like, hey, this is the downside, so just be fucking careful. And the other downside is, as it runs in a PHP core at the moment, it can be a little slow for bigger stores, right?
Yeah.
So that's like the trade-off. And of course, like the project is new, like it doesn't have enough trust just yet. It's just a matter of time, I guess. And yeah, you only need your wallet address, your view key. It is going to make a sub address per order, so you never have the same sub address per order. You know.
Yeah.
So it keeps stuff a little more private.
Yeah, that's the right way to do it. Now, when you say if the server is compromised, let's be real here. Most of us are using somebody else's server, really. So it's already compromised, right? Like you're just trusting your VPS provider or whatever not to take the keys or the Monero or whatever.
Yeah,
Most people, they're just like, whatever, I won't leave too much on it. I'll withdraw now and then, which is all right, I
No, that's
guess.
a recommendation. Like, if you get any amount of Monero, just take it out from the wallet and send it to another, and that's it. And like, sure, that's a big trade-off. Like your view keys are there, the private view key, and like, in the other hand, you don't have your spend key there, so pick your poison. Some services ask you for your spend key and all of that, and they take fees and stuff. No, I don't do that. That's retarded. So
yeah, I like your approach.
Yeah, I always say, like, pick your fucking poison and be good with it. So
I think your poison is better. Now, I might be tripping here, but this thing where you can have a view-only wallet that can get new sub addresses, is that a new Monero feature that came out in like the last year or something? There's like different kinds of watch wallets or something?
No, I don't think so. I think that's pretty old. So let me pull out a moment here. Where's Monero integrations? I took that from Monero integrations, Monero PHP. So let me tell you how old is that. Like,
I can't remember what it was
I'm
now,
sure
but
it's older.
sometime in the last several months, there's different kinds of watch wallets in Monero now. There's different kinds of view keys now, but I can't really remember what they are now, even though I should.
Yeah. And
now, your first XMRPay project was a JavaScript thing, right? The original.
Yeah, it is JavaScript. I know everyone hates JavaScript. Like, okay, that's pretty base hating JavaScript, which is fine.
I didn't know everyone hated it, but I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, so that was the first version, like my little baby, and yeah, it is JavaScript based, and I was like, okay, sure. So I went ahead and did it just plain PHP, and people is like PHP retarded. I'm like, okay, you're fucking retarded too. So what's the matter?
Yeah, that's a modern sickness. That is, it's an epidemic that's been around for a while
Yeah,
now. Everyone thinks PHP is bad. You have to be using Django, which is not bad, or God forbid,
no, no, not at all.
Node.js, so that we can have JS everywhere. Why
Yeah,
why
I
only the
mean,
client side?
I get the hate. Like, sure, whatever. This is like, I'm on the version 1.3, I believe, something like that. So it's fine for the moment. I'm actually working on a WebAssembly core for the next update.
That's
And
cool.
so I'm going to not deprecate the JavaScript and the PHP ones because people are going to use it anyways. Just like make a different kind
Yeah,
of
I think they
flavor.
should all be maintained. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't see a reason why I should stop maintaining those just because the fucking language that doesn't make any sense for me is retarded. So, and I'm also working on Carrot and the FMCPP plus whatever it's called. I'm fucking learning that. So, yeah, that's gonna be the next update. I wanna
Right.
be one of, yeah, I wanna be on top. Like the first one implementing that on payment system. So, working on that.
So if some libertarian out there listening wanted to use XMRPay to accept payments for child porn or something on their darknet website, and of course the users don't enable JavaScript on darknet websites, they would go with the PHP engine for now, I guess.
Yeah, they should. They should until I release the WebAssembly one. I mean, I'm not saying you should use it for bad. It's
I
up
don't
to
know.
you, not my
It kind of
problem.
sounded like you were advocating it. You said yeah pretty
No, no,
quickly.
no. Like I don't care. They use
It's okay. We're all libertarians here.
yeah. Like whatever. Do whatever you want.
Well,
Just fuck off and use the thing and be happy and whatever. Don't care.
Now, how the hell do these refund claim links work?
Yeah, this is a fucking link that says, "Hey, send my money back." You know. It's basically like there's nothing fancy. Like there's no
Yeah.
thematic stuff or anything like that. Just like it lets know the merchant to they need to send back money or like if there's a complaint or something happening. When you check the widget, it is like, hey, contact the merchant if you need a refund or yada yada yada. It is like I make payments happen. If you are happy or not, it is not my problem. Figure it out with the owner.
Yeah. So does the refund claim link, like, does it give the customer or whatever a way to like provide a new sub address as like a refund address or
Yep.
something? Like, all right. And then it's up to the merchant to do whatever they want to do with that, I guess.
Yes. Yeah. Again, it's open source, so feel free to fork to issue a PR or whatever. If you wanna help to make it big, be welcome.
Rayo2 says, I wonder if XMRPay could be used for the PAZNIA lottery /raffle instead. Refund link could be the payment address too. Just direct people to the website instead of XMR chat. That's an interesting thought. Yeah, we were talking about how to make a Monero based raffle or lottery. I don't know, that could work maybe.
No, it is a great idea. Actually, I have on my private repos, I have some raffle situation, just the idea and some random stuff.
Yeah.
So if you guys need a hand, just let me know.
Well, yeah. I mean, my idea for that could be an easy way to do it, but my idea for like a paranoid, mostly trustless way where you could like verify that you were following the rules of the lottery and everything, it would still be more involved. I'm not going to get into it. I already info dumped about this on another show, but yeah, I was talking about fucking making transaction proofs and fucking you know, you've got a view key released for the raffle wallet and blah 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 blah. And we would have like an algorithm that deterministically uses a specific, like these specific future Monero blocks, their block hashes, to generate a random number to pick the winner. Blah blah blah. It was a whole.
That idea is pretty base. Yeah, that's a nice idea.
Yeah, it was a whole thing. Whatever. Maybe they'll just trust us. If the raffles get big, then yeah, we'll have to make it more advanced. But for now, I say just do whatever works and see if anyone buys into it.
Yeah, you make it work and then you make it perfect afterwards. So yeah.
So you've got fucking WooCommerce plugins for those who are gay enough to use WordPress, like Rayo2. You've also got integrations for like Joomla and shit.
Yeah, I have integration for Joomla. I did a PR that got merged in the Monero integrations for WHCMS. It's like a hosting reselling software situation, weird shit. So it is using XMRPay core, the situation, the logic, right? And I'm aiming to release a Magento version, sorry. Udo, like I want to make it available for as much platforms as possible, but well, that takes time.
Yeah, and hopefully you get. Have you had much interest yet from like other developers contributing or building shit in this XMRPay ecosystem?
Nope.
No. Well, shit.
Like whatever. Like, sure. I mean, I'm pretty sure I can make it work by my own. I'm
supposed
just
to build
happy
everything yourself. You're gonna make the Drupal plugin. You're gonna make the
yeah.
You're gonna make the 30Bs plugin, the PrestaShop plugin.
We have the PrestaShop, the PrestaShop almost done, by the way.
Yeah. Oh shit! Yeah, you're making pretty good progress doing it all on your own. Now, one big drawback, I guess, of XMRPay is how new it is, which I guess might worry some, because you're talking about.
No, and I'm always clear and transparent with that. Like, if you go to my GitHub situation, you see how it compares with like BTC Pay server, accept XMR, Monero Pay, or Monero WP.
Yeah, you've got a good table there comparing them.
Yeah. And I basically say, sure, like, this is a great product. Like, it is new, so it needs more testing, more trust from users and stuff. I recently got a guy from Twitter just fucking using XMRPay on his website, so that makes me happy.
Well, yeah, I guess we're about to be using it soon on Liberty Under Attack or something, I guess, because Rayo2 wants to implement it.
Yeah. Yeah, and in WordPress, there's 646 downloads. Like people with the plugin installed. So yeah, it's a good number.
Huh. Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, hey, at the end of the day, it's only got a view key anyway. So how bad can it fuck things up?
It
could still fuck some things up, but it can't spend your Monero. So that's the most important thing.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time trying to, break my own creation because, as I told you, I have a little cybersecurity background, a little white hat situation. Right? So I'm like, okay, now that this thing is working, I need to fucking break it and like, so I can emulate real case scenarios like people lying to the fucking XMRPay or submitting all the payments using the dev console of the fucking web browser. So I went ahead and just tried to break the thing. So that's what I proudly say in Twitter, like there's no risk of loss of funds using XMRPay compared to the BTC Pay server situation that's going on.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I read the README on GitHub, and considering how new XMRPay is and how it's just you, doing it. I would say the hardening that you've done so far, the thinking like a hacker that you've done so far has been pretty good, but better than the average
Thank you.
single developer project that's that young. But usually they need a bunch of feedback from folks before they start thinking about stuff like that. They need someone else to tell them. Rayo2 asks, can you address the new BTC Pay server issue specifically, SBD?
It is BTC related, right? The thing I'm not even sure. I was throwing shit on Twitter. Let's see.
I don't even know. Maybe you can tell me what's going on.
I'm pretty sure again, like, it is not affecting Monero, so I'm not going to help you now.
Why not? Oh, well, you don't have to. It's fine. I've got lots of other questions to ask you anyway.
Yeah, go ahead.
So how do you feel about the maturity of XMRPay and how the development's coming along so far?
I feel pretty confident. Like, I had asked some close friends in real life situation, like, hey, do me a favor. I put this online. This is like a demo store situation. Try to break it. Try to make the store think that it receive a payment, and try to hack the fucking thing. With, of course, like just try to hack my XMRPay. I don't give a fuck if WordPress has issues or if PrestaShop has issues or whatever. So I have battle tested XMRPay, so I feel pretty confident. And with the quality of code, can be better, can be cleaner. It's going to be better and cleaner. It just takes a little time, and I think it is solid enough now, just for me to wait for the next Monero update to come, so I can just get back to work.
Right. Yeah. It's exciting stuff. FCMP and all that. And now, you ever want to get it audited, XMRPay?
So one of the goals that I have in mind is getting that audited for sure. So I'm thinking opening a Monero bounty. Bounty is .monero.social. So I'm gonna do that, like, not right now, because I'm saving a little bit more Moneros, so I can just pay whoever to do the thing. So yeah, that's it for the future.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I'm glad to hear it. Now, how the hell do signed configs work? How do the payers get your keys or verify the signature for signed configs?
That's a little bit tough to explain. Let's say that as we have the crypto primitives from PHP, XMRPay is able to take the address, to take like the information out of the blockchain and compare and like check the amount, check the ring signature. Like, it's pure mathematics and cryptography, so it is really hard. Or I'm not able to break my own creation yet, so yeah, it is just mathematics.
Well, signed configs seem like a good idea, so I look forward to that becoming a standard thing, hopefully, because that would be cool.
Let me write that down right now, because I have a to-do list, so I have to study more. So I'm not a pro dev on the Monero situation. So
because if it becomes like a standard thing that, like, it's kind of pushed on everybody that you're gonna have signed configs, and the payers will have some way of getting your keys and being able to verify it. That's gonna be good for the security.
Yes.
Now, what
that's
the
on
fuck?
my to-do list.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. I have all the best ideas. Now, what is the Nostr plus Monero idea?
Oh, that's just an idea. Like, Monero payments, like the same concept as XMRPay, just as minimal as possible. Like, using Nostr to confirm, like using the nodes to confirm payments, and like people being able to use XMRPay through Nostr protocol. It is just an idea. I still have that pretty raw and like.
Yeah, it's just a little gray note on your roadmap that basically just says Nostr plus Monero.
Yes.
So yeah, I was curious to hear about it.
It is just an idea. Like it doesn't mean that necessarily I'm going to make it happen.
Yeah.
I want to, like, I'm super busy.
Oh, well, Rayo
So,
2 is suggesting that we link you up with
yeah.
Shadrach, our friend Shadrach, because he does Noster stuff. And maybe he could
Nice.
help in some way. We know lots of Noster folks. There's a lot of Noster folks around these days. We're on Zap.stream right now.
Nice prayer base.
Yeah, Noster's
there's
cool. It's not the best possible thing in the world, but why let the perfect be the enemy of the good? It's encouraging folks to do cool stuff with decentralized networks. So I like it.
Yep.
Now, what the fuck is the XMRPay escrow idea?
That's just another idea. Just trying to. So the issue with Scroll right now, for me, it is the user experience just fucking sucks.
That's
it
for
is
sure.
awful. Like the customer gets confused, the seller gets confused. Sometimes the fucking the scroll holder, the thing gets confused. It happened to me in certain websites and stuff. So my aim is just like make it as light as possible. Like that you have to run like a wallet RPC in your server, and like it is heavy. So I want to make it light, and I want to make it like look pretty. That's it. That's it. Like nothing really
it's going to
new
support
or
multi-sig wallets too?
hopefully, yeah.
Because that'd be pretty
think-
cool.
Yeah, I think so. That's all the work for the version 2.0 of XMRPay, the multi-sig wallet situation. So after that, I will try to integrate it to the scroll and other stuff. But there's a lot there. If you see the roadmap, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
And my issue
Yeah,
is that I
that's
have a lot of ideas, and when I have a lot of ideas, I don't finish all the ideas. So it is kind of a clusterfuck.
Yeah, I'm like that too. What else is coming down the pipe for XMRPay?
Well, I'm looking forward to finish the Telegram bot situation and the Shopify integration. I think I found a way to run XMRPay in fucking Shopify, and Shopify doesn't allow you to run anything, or like there's no hosting situation. So
it's still a pretty funny troll.
Yes. So it provides a super minimum. I think it's WebAssembly. I don't remember what it provides. I have the document somewhere. So I'm using that to run XMRPay. Like if you have a little hole, I'm going to just.
I got an idea for the Shopify plugin. So what if the Shopify plugin or a setting of it or flavor of it just comes with different branding where it pretends that it's not Monero? Like it could just be some made up shitcoin or something. And you can run with it. It could be different flavors. You can pick whichever. You can also insert your own made up branding if you want, but you can pick from some preset ones. And it's still giving you Monero addresses, but we just pretend that it's not.
Yeah, no, that's an excellent idea. I like the decoy idea. Yeah, love it. And I had in mind like heavy customization and stuff. Like, oh my god, that's too much, and it could turn out to be too heavy.
Actually, this joke idea gave me an even slightly more serious idea. We could have a standard protocol for sort of encrypting a cryptocurrency address for a specific payer so that only they know what cryptocurrency it's even for. That's an interesting idea, and it wouldn't be that hard to do. Ultimately, it's just a matter of.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea. Let me write it down. I'm stealing your idea. I mean, kidding. Not stealing your idea.
No, please do.
Yeah.
I'm a counter engineer. You should steal whatever you can.
Oh yeah, that's the idea. Like, I just want to make it grow enough. I want people to use it and be fucking happy, and that's
I
it.
think you're off to
Like,
a
use
good
the fucking
start.
thing.
It's very promising. Is anything else you want to touch on to do with XMRPay?
I think we are good. I don't think we have anything else to cover unless you have any questions.
Oh,
I don't
I've
know.
got other questions on other topics. But first, I'm supposed to say, remember that you can call in to the show if you want to. Go to fucking PAZNIA.com/call2. And also, I'm supposed to read fan mail. I got a couple interesting ones from before the show. Charles gave us a couple good ones. Thing I started vibe coding with Hermes based on the value stream ZK Skillshare / ultimate Craigslist trading platform concept you discuss. And he gives me a link, codeberg.org/Mr_Lowry /Matchbox. It's called Matchbox. Charles is vibe coded slop, but it looks pretty cool. At least the white paper, and it's pretty vague. It doesn't say that much on the README and the white paper. I'm pretty sure the white paper was written by an LLM too, but it seems like a pretty cool idea. It's like, I don't know what value stream ZK is, but I mean, ZK, zero knowledge proofs, that sounds good. That's obviously what we need for decentralized marketplaces. So we can do matchmaking without revealing who's who, which it seems like that's what you're trying to build. Value streams kind of sounds like value flows, which gets me, it makes my erection respond because value flows is a super cool thing. And I don't know if value streams has something to do with that or if it just sounds like it, but I should probably look into that. And yeah, matchmaking over Reticulum. You're using Reticulum. That's fucking cool. Got an app image and everything. I don't know how AI is integrated with it or why, or if that's needed, but that's cool. I look forward to seeing more vibe coding of Matchbox. We should be watching that and contributing maybe. And he also linked me to something called Dark WoW by a guy called Patrick Mockridge. So apparently it's a fork of DarkFi. Now DarkFi is a cool as fuck private smart contract layer 1 cryptocurrency platform. And there's some of the most based developers out there. They do little wink wink nudge nudge, like we should raise up and kill them all with guns. Ha ha ha. Like I like them. They're kind of like me. But this guy forked DarkFi, and I did read like the README, and I skimmed the philosophy stuff and the why it was forked and how it's different from DarkFi. And I see what they're getting at. I'm picking up what they're putting down. It does kind of seem like they really are trying to improve on DarkFi. I think I understand their criticisms of DarkFi. So I am very interested in looking more into Dark WoW and also getting Patrick Mockridge on the show. Charles, it's up to you now. You have to get Patrick Mockridge as a guest on the show. I don't know who that is, but he's got to be good. That one guy said something about the graphene guy. Graphene OS guy wiped his phone, got in trouble for it. I've been thinking about this a little bit. If you put a small business card in your pocket with some personal numbers of contacts that you need in case you get arrested, you might want to add a PIN number to your phone that would destroy all the evidence on that card. That way you never said anything to the cops and they just use the information in front of them to try to open the phone. I think that's very smart. And I think my professional opinion as a privacy and security consultant is that is likely to work. They would absolutely try that. Absolutely. They hate it at the airport. The TSA guys and the CBP guys, when they get a graphene phone and they can't crack it, it's very frustrating for them. And they would absolutely try. If you said pin to my phone on a card and they found that, they will try it. And I'm no lawyer and I don't really care about the law, but it's a hell of a lot harder to argue that someone should get in trouble for that. We need a no-brainer self-hosted full backup and restore. That's for fucking sure. You can back up everything, but it's not a no-brainer yet. We need to kill anyone who uses smartphones. Well, backups sound good too, though. Yeah, that's my reaction.
That's base.
Well, kill anyone who's, but yeah, backups are good too. Yeah, I feel the same way. Let's see. Warm-up question for show by Privacy Wraith / Ghost. Is it useful to emulate all FOSS systems, Androidish, FreeDOS, OpenBDSM, etc., in VMs for some security or fingerprinting thing? Is there some use where we want to automate that for people? What about some system where it ships with a button for running in a VM that is easy to use? I mean, Tails is easy, so why not make something that is more extreme? Opinions on desktop Android for consuming ASCII art, maybe? I'm almost shocked at the questions you're asking, but I'm very pleased because there's such an easy answer to it. Yes, what you're talking about is an amazing idea. It's ingenious of you to have invented it. And I'm pleased to tell you that it exists. It's called Cubes OS. This is exactly what Cubes is. That, wouldn't it be good to isolate things with VMs and make it easy to do it automatically and blah, blah, blah. That's what Cubes is. You should use Cubes. And yes, you are right. Good job. And as for emulating Android, yeah, that's a thing. There are things for that. I think it's gotten better. I don't know. Comment. Have you ever given cocaine to bees? It makes them way more productive, and the honey starts having a nice aftertaste, just like the delicious drips. I can't answer that question. Question that is almost like FNAMYAL. If I always had good digital OBSEC, used multiple VPNs and Tor, and even had a disinfo computer on that, watches CNN all day, does the government know I dislike it? How bigoted are the people working for the government? We know what a threat the trash is that works for local government, but what about shithole countries? How many of the people who works for the government at low levels do have infos that come from mass surveillance? Which workers may know that I want to tickle them all? Thank you very much. I think the answer really varies quite a bit, depending on. I think a third world shithole country is more likely to have a state that leaks a bunch of that data to random folks. But
yes, they do.
Yeah, they do. And of course we talk about things like some random person who doesn't get paid that much, like working for the tax collection agency at France, will just like sell your information to criminals that want to $5 wrench attack you for your crypto because you were foolish enough to declare it on your taxes. So yeah, stuff like that happens all the time. But if you're talking about like NSA level, like everything in a first world country, they play that close to the chest. Like, not a lot of agencies are given access to something like XKeyscore or whatever. But that's changing. Like on the show a few weeks ago, we talked about how in Canada, they're pushing to give cops access to that shit, to the CSIS stuff, that they can just without a warrant look at anything they want. And it's just the bludgies. It's not CSIS or something. So it changes all the time. It depends. Common privacy prayers. Our freedom, who art in privacy, hallowed be thy exemption. Thy Vonu home base come. Thy will be free on earth as it is in Vonu. Give us this day our daily Linux, and forgive us our trespasses as we burn those who trespass against us. And lead us not into jail, but exempt us from evil. Amen. We need to use water drones for logistics. Yes, Shadrach, you're right. Things float on water better. It's too heavy to fly. So yeah, you're onto something. Has anyone mentioned or discussed the grand distinction between open source software and free software? What's GNU? I hope that question is a joke. it's not an insult, by the way. If it's not, it's a totally reasonable question for someone to ask at some point in their lives. But just I just read like Know Your Meme or something article. Just read like the Know Your Meme article on GNU Linux or something. All right, let's get back to these fucking questions. Burned up so much time on that stupid fan mail. Thank you very much for your brilliant fan mails. So let's talk about the XMRBazaar mobile app. It's going to get a fucking mobile app now?
Yes, I'm kind of making it.
You're just the guy. It's all you? Is that it? They gave it to you?
So I talked to Douglas and he's like, hey, are you interested in making the app? And I'm like, yeah, sure. So they have a team. They have a team building the API situation, the API situation, the backend connections and stuff.
Right.
So I'm just doing the app, the front end, the user experience, and all that bullshit.
Right. What's it going to be like?
It's looking. Let me see. How can I send you? Hold on. I have some screenshots and stuff. If you want to see, let me try to locate that.
Yeah, Rayo2 can put them in the video for this show, even maybe not live, but
I can show stuff on screen if needed. Nice.
Oh, he can do live or otherwise.
Let me locate the. Where's my SSD? Hold on, just give me a minute. I have everything all over the place.
Well, while you're, I don't know if you can. Usually, autistic people can't multitask, but I can keep talking to you while you're looking.
Yeah, I'm here. I still listening, and I'm here. All good.
Oh, I think you're standing in front of a train. You might want to move. I heard like a train horn go. This is probably what happened to Terry Davis. This is why he got ran over by a train. He's looking for files. You found it?
Yeah.
What is the screenshots?
Fuck my life. Now let me navigate my stuff.
Do you feel like it looks like how it's likely going to look, or are they going to bitch at you and be like, no, make it look different?
No, I have shown this to Douglas already, and he loves how it looks. So I don't think we are going to change a lot. Projects.
Are there any cool features that come to mind that you want to highlight?
So, not at the launch situation, like down the road, we are going to implement like a wallet situation. So you can have your own wallet on your XMRBazaar app.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and of course it's going to be super minimalistic, you know, like use the necessary stuff, trying to close any kind of window that allows bad actors to fuck up people. You know.
It would be weird to pick you if that's not what they wanted.
Yeah, it's a Marvel app. Where's the fucking things? No. I'm sorry, this is taking forever.
How is it coming along so far? The development, like the pace.
I'd say I'm like 69% done. Yeah, I think it is good. Yeah, remember, the only thing that I will have to do next is just wire up the app with the backend, and that's kind of simple.
What she said.
So. And so I'm trying to implement the user experience and the user interface for every fucking aspect of the app. I don't want people to miss out any feature that's in the website. I want them to have everything.
I think that's a big deal because everyone's, this is just coming into the 21st century for XMRBazaar. Like all the big boys are mobile first, right? So they got to get with the times. You got any clue when it'll be out?
So I should finish in like 2 to 3 weeks.
Really?
The situation without connecting the backend, okay, without the API situation, because that's a separate work as another team, and they're working on that, so I'm just waiting for them to be like,
You're
this shit
saying
is
that they're
ready.
slower than you, but you're trying to be nice about it. That's what you're saying.
No, they are working something much harder. So
That's, I
makes
guess that's
sense.
true.
I'm just hold on.
Yeah, because I guess there was no API at all before, really. Not for
Yeah, they're working on it. Yeah, it is not complete. And of course, I'm recycling a lot of code that I had, so it helps a lot. And of course, I use clankers, so
Yeah.
that's why the thing is a little faster. Some
What
people
the
is like,
hell's
oh, why do you
clankers?
yeah, fucking AI. Some people is like, why do
Oh,
you use AI?
yeah.
Like, yeah, AI clankers, yeah. So I'm like, if I have like a big chunk of the work done, I don't see a reason why I should do that completely manually if I have the tools, you know.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm not blindly like being like, hey, Clanker, do this and just fucking deploy to production.
Well, yeah,
No,
of course, yeah.
I review and make sure. And again, I try to use, even if it's just the UIs and the user experience and stuff that I'm making, I try to emulate attacks
Of course.
yeah. So I try to keep it clean and nice. Aha, found the thing. On the screenshots.
I'm glad to hear clankers. I like that. It's about time.
I love
You
slurs. I love slurs. So
yeah, slurs, and it's very cyberpunk. You know, it's very futuristic.
okay, so I got the screenshots.
That comes from Star Wars, doesn't it? Someone called droids clankers in Star Wars, I think.
I don't remember. Not sure. I'm just getting into the Star Wars universe.
How should you?
So,
oh well, I hope you're starting with the original trilogy.
Of course.
And you should start with not with the specialized editions. You want people always used to watch Harmy's despecialized edition, but now we've got something called the 4K Project 4K 77. Where they've actually yeah, go on.
I have a friend. He loves Star Wars. It's like a Star Wars nerd situation, and he's like, watch this and this and this and this specific order. This version, avoid this version. So yeah.
Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that, but fuck your friend for a second. Okay, because there are Star Wars nerds who they just know about Harmy's despecialized editions. They haven't heard of Project 4K 77. Some of them haven't heard of it. And it's a new thing where they've got new 4K scans of the original theatrical film. And that's fucking cool. Take your pick, really, but just don't watch the specialized editions. Anyway, Rayo 2. Look at these guys trying to make the screenshots work. Is there anything else you want to say about XMRBazaar mobile app?
It's going to be super fast, super easy to use. It's going to have all the accessibility options for people who has issues with hearing or vision. So I'm working really hard on making that like super nice, you know. So it's gonna be nice. So keep your expectations up, and if the app don't meet your expectations, well, there's my Twitter account. You can yell at me there.
Now, you're also like a web developer and a sysadmin guy. You make websites for people and shit like that. How do you? What's your style there? How do you help your customers when it comes to privacy and sovereignty and blah blah blah?
It depends on the customer, because I have people who don't give a fuck about any of that.
Well, of course.
And if they're not paying what my work is worth, so fuck off, you know. Like, if you don't care about your privacy and stuff, why should I?
Yeah.
It is so yeah. Some people don't like this take. Like if you care about privacy, we can have conversation. I can try to help you out. You're gonna help me out, and like, fine. We are within a fucking community. Like, people who's not, I can try to talk to these people. Like, hey, you should take this in consideration, and this and this and that. At the end of the day, they're like, fuck you. I don't need any of that. So I don't
Now,
try to push anything. Yeah.
Speaking of that, what is your security philosophy as like a sysadmin and a web developer?
My philosophy?
Security philosophy, if that means
I'm a
anything to
security.
you.
It's just it depends. like, if you ask me, like for my Monero situation, if I make, for example, this website, XMRPay website, I just the bare minimum for it to work and to show what it needed to show. Right? I don't need any unnecessary stuff going on, no attack surface or any of that. So I love the zero trust mindset. So that's my jam, zero trust.
Yeah, those are good philosophies to have. Minimalism and trustlessness.
Yeah.
When you say you make high performance websites, what are you getting at there, and how do you do that?
Can you repeat, sorry?
When you say you make high performance websites, what are you getting at there?
I was just trying to make it as fast and lightweight as possible without any bloat. You know, some people when they make websites, they include CDNs and they include this and make the website so heavy that
Some people, it seems to be most of them these days.
Yeah, especially with the clunker situation. So I don't like any of that because I got traumatized with a lot of customers. Like, why this fucking bullshit is so fucking slow? And they running the website from a more 2014 Motorola, you know? And like, fuck. So that just was in my head. And like, sure, I'm just going to make stuff minimalistic as possible. Like, that's it. I don't want to hear customers complaining. So I took that as a principle of work, you know, like don't put shit in the websites. Doesn't make any sense.
Now, on that note, tell them what a static website is and why you like that so much.
So I think a lot of web apps are so necessary. Like, why do you need to have such heavy stuff? Like, if you want to show up your business, just leave a fucking information, like contact information, like your email or phone number, whatever you want. So I prefer static websites where the attack surface is almost inexistent, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean, I see eye to eye with you on that big time. I mean, like, Web 2.0 has been such a fucking train wreck of faggotry, bloated and buggy. It takes 10 JavaScript libraries.
It is super gay. It
click
is
a button.
retarded and gay and yeah. No.
The design's fucked too. They don't even make the sites easier to use.
That's right. Yeah. No, and every day the websites get more complicated. Have you seen those websites where you scroll down and like you fucking have a hamburger assembling itself as you scroll down?
They don't even
and stuff like that.
They don't even make shit load in the right order. Like they've forgotten the basics. That, like, you know, the user shouldn't be going to click on something, but then the thing moves because you're loading something before it. This is shit people knew 25 years ago, and they've forgotten all this stuff now.
Yeah, and to be honest, this is like a little boomer situation. Like there's no need for any of that. Like if I go to a fucking website, I just want to see the relevant information or a fucking button that says do this and that's it, or get the email, like get shit done. I don't need all of that fucking rabbit hole situation in how they look or how a website behaves, and it is so heavy and it no. It is just
I wish JavaScript was never created. And I mean, we haven't even touched on all the endless privacy and security issues with JavaScript.
Yeah. I know. Oh, well, that was one of the first languages that I learned. So,
well, that's normal.
It's just giving it a good use, and again, just trying to reduce its attack surfaces as possible. So, yeah.
What do you think's all the answer? The answer to all this shit? Just cut it out and be like SlowBearDigger. Because that's what I think the answer is, more or less. That's one of the answers anyway. How do you make a website immutable? By the way, use this term, immutable. How do you make a website immutable? And why the fuck would you want to?
It depends. Like if you don't have in your roadmap, like your business or whatever you're doing, like you don't think it's gonna change, yeah, just do that. Like a fucking static immutable website. Like no need to change stuff, just leave it there. And again, you make it just without all the bloat. Like you just craft a fucking HTML website and that's it.
I think that we should sign the hash of the web page so that you know for sure I haven't changed it. I'm not even allowed to change it. How about that?
Yeah, it's completely possible. Like, isn't that extra? Depends who you ask that.
Well, actually, you know, that's a joke. This is another joke that is actually kind of a serious point when you think about it. Because one of my pet peeves, and I'm not the only privacy and security guy to bring this up. This thing where we have end-to-end encryption, but it's with JavaScript in a web page that we just served you. So as far as you know, we're targeting you for surveillance or something, or we've been hacked and you're being served a malicious version of this right now that's backdoored. You have no way of knowing what version of this end-to-end encryption software you're running, because it's not going through all the normal checks and balances of like, you know, you install something from a Linux repo and it's been signed.
Just take a look to the NPM libraries and stuff. They get compromised all the time.
Right. And then there's that. Yeah. I mean, it's bad. Like, folks should not be taking this shit seriously. It has to be signed.
Yeah, it has. So it is the right thing to do. Like, you're forgetting the fucking human factor. Sometimes we are in a fucking hurry, and if we don't notice anything different at all, we are not going to bother to just double check, you know. And that has happened to me. I got scanned in a phishing website like 7 years ago, something like that. So yeah, sometimes you don't use the tools that you implement or that you have until there's like a super user-friendly way to do stuff.
Now, when you say that your websites are built for the future of the web, what are you thinking about? Are you thinking about Web 3.0 or something more than that?
No, I don't care about Web3 or what they do with the fucking blockchain. That's supposed to be only for peer-to-peer cash transactions, you know?
Yeah, I
That's
know,
it.
right?
Like, I don't think there should be any more things on the blockchain that's retarded, in my opinion. So for me, yeah, the internet, how we know it is gonna end, and like the future for me is a little cyberpunk. You know what I mean? For the internet guys, like a little, instead of the World Wide Web that we know now, it's gonna be like segmented networks, you know, like communities or like this city, and like they're not gonna be super interconnected, or like it's gonna be different. It's gonna be different.
I think you're right. I think we'll at least go through an age that is like that. Yeah. And it's coming much faster than most folks think. Doc Barber said something cool. Static websites with only client-side stuff can be easily migrated to Cordal, where it's immutable. Here's a website I created for Corbett Report on Cordal through a public gateway. And then he links to cordal.name/Corbett Report. Yeah, that's cool.
Memories. Yeah. This is like a 2004 website. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Yeah, I mean, Cordal's cool. It's definitely, Doc Barber's very into Cordal.
That's, I'm just checking the thing. Yeah, looks.
That is cool.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Now, speaking of Web 3.0, I mean, I don't necessarily think blockchains or whatever should only be used for currency. And of course, I also don't think blockchains are the answer to everything decentralized. I think that's wrong-headed, and people have gone way off the deep end with that. But Web 3.0, the way it has gone, has also been kind of a train wreck. I mean, we talk about too much JavaScript. JavaScript's even more hard to escape from in Web 3.0. They kind of went the wrong way with that.
Yeah, it is a little retarded. It had potential, like
It's bad,
no
yeah.
anymore.
And that's without even getting into how they all use centralized front ends, which kind of
Oh my god,
defeats the purpose to a degree.
yeah. No.
What do you think? Do you know anything about how like MetaMask works or something? Can you even make MetaMask work with like a static? Well, you could make it work with a static web page, but how about without JavaScript?
Yeah.
Can you even talk to MetaMask without JavaScript?
Yeah, yeah. The thing is, yeah, you have some libraries like they're the basic stuff that you always use because they're there, right? Like you will have to redo all of that from scratch for your need. Like for example, I'm working on the amount of work it is. It's a lot of work. It is a lot of work. And people is not willing to do that, especially in the MetaMask space or these Solana
Yeah, those
communities or
guys are
stuff
faggots.
Yeah. Like they're only thinking of airdrops or pumping this fucking scam coin and like it is not fucking worth it in my opinion. Like I can
I mean,
try
there's
to.
something cool about what they're doing, and like there's some good stuff still happening in like the Ethereum ecosystem or whatever. I guess I don't want to let the perfect be the enemy of the good, but there's just a lot of faggotry there, and that's the mainstream way to do it. Is gay as hell. But whatever.
I haven't seen anything based from any other like cryptocurrencies and communities
I
and
mean,
stuff like.
there's been a couple layer twos there, kind of worth looking at. Someone brought something to my attention. It's like a MetaMask alternative that has some privacy features. It's supposed to be like the privacy Web3 wallet, which is cool. So they're not all bad, but they just took years to start catching up on this stuff, and
Yeah,
most of them
and
are
they
gay as hell.
started doing that because this fucking sick ass situation. Otherwise, no one gives a fuck about privacy, Like most of the people in the crypto community, not all the people, are there just for making money,
Oh yeah. Well,
not to.
that's what
Yeah.
natural selection's for. We'll see what happens to their money because the government has a list of all their addresses, and all the major mining pools are KYC, and we'll see what happens with the lists of where all the ASICs are in the major mining pools.
It's gonna be fun.
It'll be interesting. What do you think comes after Web 3.0, or better yet, what should come before, after, or instead of the web itself altogether?
I'm not really sure. If you ask me, I rather very much to see the end of the internet as we know it. Like this thing needs to fucking die. It needs to
We'll get to
vanish.
that.
Like after 2009 or something like that, the internet has become such a retarded place everywhere.
That's generous.
And yes. So I hope the fucking internet dies.
Well, I think that we and our enemies agree on that. So I don't think the internet as we know it has a chance in hell of surviving. And we're going to see, as you said, the segmented networks. It's going to be their lockdown walled garden networks, and it's going to be our decentralized ones that are increasingly paranoid just to survive.
Yep.
Do you have any thoughts on Gemini?
Gemini as the AI?
No. Gemini is like, do you know what Gopher is? It's like Gopher, but it's newer and cooler and stuff, basically.
Nah, I don't have enough information or
you should look into it. It's kind of cool. It's basically just like, instead of like websites, it's just like, basic. It's even more extreme than a static web page. It's kind of like Gopher or something, but modern, with like modern encryption and shit.
Just checking right now.
You don't have to read about it now. You can just look into it later if you want. But I mean, speaking of replacing the internet, I mean, I talk about mesh networking a lot, and I'm kind of starting a mesh networking project, or at least a mesh network tokenization project. Have you ever heard of Reticulum?
I think I did, but I don't remember anything at the moment. But yeah, it is like
You're gonna like it.
Reticulum. Okay.
Because I've got a read on you, so you are in line with God's law, okay, about how programming is to be done. Like Terry Davis, okay, God speaks to you
Why the
about
internet
how to.
wasn't really? Oh, this sounds sexy.
Oh yeah,
Send me
Gemini.
another one with. No, the Reticulum.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, you're gonna like it because so you like stuff that's resilient, minimalist. It works with the shittiest possible least, and also it's security and privacy is top of mind. There is a little privacy limitation, but it's not really easy to overcome in mesh networking, which is just the identifiers for nodes. But I think the answer is obviously to build other shit on top of that. You know, you can build a darknet on it. You can build applications on it that, you know, it's not tied to the node identities. But yeah, Reticulum's it's like there's only 3 mesh networks really worth paying close attention to. There's Yggdrasil, and there's Reticulum, and there's FIPS. Those are and FIPS is like the new kid on the block. That's the Nostra one. And it's good enough to watch and care about. But Reticulum has had my vote for a while, and it really more folks need to know about it because it's the real fucking deal. Reticulum works over anything. It can work over Ethernet, fucking Wi-Fi, LoRa. It doesn't matter. It doesn't care. Low bandwidth, low latency, whatever. You can do it over carrier pigeon, Dixie cups. Doesn't fucking matter. It's some brilliant stuff. You're gonna like it.
Yeah, it's pretty based. Yeah.
But yeah, the Reticulum guy, he made something, a Reticulum application called NomadNet. And NomadNet it has chatting, but it also has websites. It's got a really interesting, not quite like Gemini exactly, but it's a similar concept where it's just a local.
Mark Cubist or something.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Mark Quist or some shit. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that guy, he's on the same. He's cut from the same cloth as us. He cares. You should read his Zen of Reticulum and the documents and stuff. It's very good.
All right, that's my bookmarks now.
And yeah, NomadNet. NomadNet is like the Reticulum's native site application and also chatting.
Encrypted messaging over packet radio. Nice. Zero configuration. Encrypted message server. Connected nodes. Node size generator page with PHP, Python, Bash, or others. That is a browser. Nice. Nice. Muy interesante. Very interesting.
It's pretty cool. All right, now let's touch on the back end side of things here. I don't know about you, but I like to touch back ends. You know what I'm saying? Now, like when you're working with customers, do you and they want you to help them get hosting? Do you give them like shared web hosting mostly so they can admin it themselves, or?
No, so I always tell them, like, if you want your things to just work and you don't have to worry about anything, you pay me this amount and I take care of everything, like update, security, or patches, or whatever. Even managing the content of some websites. So they don't have to do any of that, because even if they want to pay for like using their own stuff, like the cPanel or whatever, the WordPress admin area, all that shit, they're going to fucking break it, and it's going to be a fucking pain in my ass. So I'd rather just say no, and I just take care of stuff. That's it.
There's not Oh yeah, Doc Barber wants to bring up that Cordal will soon be running over the Reticulum network, breaking free of TCP/IP, which is true. And then he links to Cordal. Yeah, it's true. Cordal is into Reticulum, and they're trying to integrate with it, which is cool. Now, so you get into the nitty gritty, like installing an OS on a VPS and configuring everything.
I hardened the VPS myself, and sometimes, depending on the customer, I use some shitty share hosting situation. Depending on the budget of the customer. Like if you don't care about your privacy.
Are you aware of any like user-friendly web interface for admins that are retarded that's open source? Because it's pretty bleak, isn't it? Like Webmin and Cockpit and shit. It's not very good.
I find CyberPanel to be super easy to use. It is open source.
What's it called?
CyberPanel for like managing, for managing like hosting situation instead of cPanel.
Oh shit! I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, I find it super easy. I can check the code. I can do whatever I want. So that's why I like it. I could go just
that's good.
bare bones or whatever. Like sometimes I like a fucking user interface and don't stop thinking to do stuff.
What OSs do you like best for VPSs?
I like Linux or Debian. That's it. I know there's some beef with systemd and shit, like whatever. I just like my Debian and my Alma
Linux. You like what in Debian?
Alma Linux. I don't know how to pronounce that fucking shit.
Fucking spell it. Oh, Alma Linux, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that is it like Red Hat based or something?
I think it is. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember.
So check.
No, that's normal. I think that it's good to not like systemd and everything, but it's not something you care about when you're setting up a server for somebody else. Just using Debian.
Yeah, and like you can just get rid of the stuff that you don't like, and like it is fucking a fucking Linux distro. You can do whatever you want. So.
Yeah. You almost feel like a guy who would like OpenBSD or Alpine because of how much you like minimalism and.
I don't like the BSD shit. I like Alpine.
Really?
I have that on my I like minimalism. Like I like to have a good time with my OS and stuff. So it is hard to find like a good balance,
But yeah, Alpine's cool.
Yeah, Alpine, I run that on my Raspberry Pi.
Do you have any hot takes on what software you like to use for online services?
Hot take. Let me think.
Or like I know you like serverless software.
Yes.
Maybe you like other light minimalist alternatives to shit that folks use. I don't know.
Nah, I don't really think of alternative. I don't think I have a hot take situation because it has been some time since I.
You mostly just want shit to work and be compatible when you're doing stuff, so you don't fuck around.
I think I'm too old now, and like I stopped working with like regular customers, and like I'm not making a lot of websites as I used to make before. So it is like whatever.
It's normal to, when you're younger, you go through a phase where you're tinkering all the time. And, your workstation is Arch Linux and whatever. It's like a part-time job just to fix everything that you're breaking. And there's a time that phase comes to an end. Eventually you grow out of it and you just want things to work.
You get tired. Like, I don't fucking want to compile my own OS. Like,
you compile your own kernel. Why?
I don't want to do that. I don't have the time. I don't have the patience. There is not enough coffee in this fucking existence for me to do that. I just want things to work and like no necessary shit. So yeah.
Have you done any noteworthy work with server software besides web servers?
Not really.
Have you helped customers set up anything to do with like cryptocurrency nodes or cryptocurrency payment processing?
So in real life, I have done some cybersecurity like guidance or like assessment and stuff like that and implementations. At the end of the day, they end up firing me because I have a zero trust philosophy, as you know, and they don't like that. They don't like the zero trust philosophy. They don't like me saying if you don't get this specific hardware, you're gonna get fucked someday. And like, yeah, people don't like the harsh truth. So
Yeah, I know what you mean. So like I've been a privacy and security consultant for many years, and so the topic of cybersecurity often comes up, and I often say, well, I'm not a cybersecurity expert before I get. But the thing is, what I've run into is that those who are cybersecurity experts, they're working in the field, seem to be a bunch of scammers. They seem to be full of shit, not doing anything. They're just like making commission for selling people stuff
yeah,
or
yeah.
something.
Most of them, most of the cybersecurity consultants
For selling trust-based stuff, actually.
Mhm.
Which so they wouldn't like you very much if they hired you.
No, they hate me. I had very nasty experiences. I had people throwing coffee at me. so, so I'm not even joking. Like,
That's a good sign.
so yeah, no. So as you all know, I live in Ecuador. That's on my Twitter, so that's fine. Here, I work for a certain company, and they had
Is coffee just like water there? Like it just like rains coffee, and so people just splash each other with coffee all the time?
no. It was a pretty intense situation because I discovered something big. So we were working on a fucking data breach, like out of nowhere, like 30 something gigabytes of customer data with IDs and like addresses, payments, like a lot of stuff was compromised or stolen, and it ended up on a fucking website forum online. So I didn't like that because I was taking care of the server and the web application, and like, how was this even possible? Like, there wasn't like any alerts, like there wasn't any like people getting in the network or like it was weird. So it turns out it was a fucking inside job situation,
Ah.
and it was the head of cybersecurity.
Oh, wow.
So we had a meeting, and I was like, so I was able to track down this computer that connected to this server in this time and did this and this and this and that. So I was able just to take all the, all the forensic situation, and he got offended, calling me a liar. And I had
Wait,
the
you did it
logs,
with the head of
sections
cybersecurity in the room?
in the room with the CEOs and stuff. Like, yeah.
Maybe you should have gone over his head.
No, I don't give a fuck. Like if you're a fucking asshole, you're going to know that you're a fucking asshole. Like I don't like these people who live in a world of like, oh, you have to be careful. You might hurt people's feelings. Fuck that. No.
I don't care about hurting his feelings. I don't know what he's mixed up in. Maybe I'm gonna get assassinated. Maybe he's doing some corporate espionage.
So he told me I was a liar, and like, okay, here's the logs, here's the checksums, like here's everything. Like even your computer was attached to that server, like your USSH to this, and like what are you talking about? And he presented all the evidence and stuff because that's my fucking job. The guy called me a chupaverga, a cocksucker, throw coffee at me, and demand the boss at the time to fucking fire
Close
me.
relative of the chupacabra.
Oh, fuck my life. And they did fire me. I got fired. And I was like, okay, bye suckers, don't care.
Yeah, well, that's a good illustration of what I was talking about. That's the cybersecurity industry.
Yeah. And the business, they got charged for like 1% of their
Are
whole
you getting a call?
yearly earning situation. So they lost a lot of money because of that.
Well, that's good to hear.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Now, this is a kind of peripheral. I don't know if you have an opinion on this. It's kind of peripheral to the issue of running a cryptocurrency payment processor. Now, like, I think like BTC Pay server's default way to do it is, well, we're just going to run our own node here. And if you actually want to do that, though, all the time, it takes a lot of space, which is very costly. So it costs a lot to just store the blockchain on 100 VPSs. Do you have any opinions on this? Because like, ideally, you don't want to just trust other people's nodes. I mean, I guess you could. Does XMRPay support having like a quorum of other nodes to verify against each other?
Yes, it supports up to 4 nodes, if I remember.
Well, that's good.
I think it's 2 or 3. I don't remember. But
what would you do? Like, would you run your own node at home on a fucking UPS or something? Like, how would you get costs down?
I have I would run my own node. It's always recommended to run your own node. I always tell that to people. Or you can use a node that you trust. That's up to you. Or like just fucking run your node.
Yeah, I guess a quorum wouldn't be so bad.
No, so I have a setting there. Of course, make things a little slower. But like, you can set up XMRPay to have more than 2 nodes to agree, in the transaction. And if there's a mismatch, you're gonna be notified. And the node, for example, if you have 3 nodes agreeing in a transaction, and order, let's say, is already paid, the system is gonna let you know, and it's gonna turn off that node that probably it's all a lie.
Interesting. Is there a way to have one node be more trusted than the others, but still use a quorum?
Use your own node.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, can you like use my node, but also check it against the quorum? Can you do that?
I think you can. Not sure if I implemented that. Let me check my own repo. Yes, I forget.
I mean,
stuff.
You could at least make your own node one of the nodes in a quorum, right? But it would be nice to be able to distinguish and be like, I trust this node especially, or something like that.
I think I. So okay, here's a node transport. I'm just checking the code at the moment. No, there's no way for you to set up that. Like, this is the most trustworthy node. No, I have to implement that. That's a good one. Thank you.
Yeah, it's an idea. Now let me leave planet Earth for a bit, because this planet's boring. You got to set your R-Wing to all range mode to take on the boss. Have you fucked with decentralized infrastructure at all? Distributed data storage, distributed computation, decentralized VPSs?
Not really. Like, no. So
well, it's worth a try.
Yeah, I know. That's on my to-do list. Like, I have a lot of stuff going on that I haven't had a chance to do that. I'm even getting some radio equipment to, a little pirate radio situation. That's always cool. I want to get into that. So
that's relevant to our interests. You should get into the PAZNIA anti-national security chat. If you go to PAZNIA.com/simplex, we've got different chat rooms. The anti-national security one, we're talking about also. Well, we're talking about mesh networking and radio, pirate radio, and illegal radio stuff. We talk about balloons and airships and drones and shit. And also, I mean, the PAZNIA radio network is supposed to be a pirate radio project, and supposedly someone in Peru is already transmitting us on pirate radio. We don't really know what's going on there, but they said that they are. So you're free. Okay. You're free to syndicate us on pirate radio.
Excellent. Yeah, no, that's a great idea. I'm just getting the hardware. I have a couple of antennas here, and I live in a place that's just perfect for that. I have radio towers close, or I'm far away from authorities, and like this is a kind of a neighborhood that you don't want to fuck around. So yeah.
Oh man, if you're saying that in Ecuador, this is serious.
It is
pretty hardcore in Ecuador.
Yeah. It's fine. Like, water. I don't go out, and I'm fucking Latino, so they're not going.
I don't go out. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't go out.
Now, you know,
Yeah.
something that comes to mind for me talking to you, because I feel like this would resonate with you based on your values. You know, Unix philosophy.
Forgot. I used
It's
to
like
like.
a program should do one thing well. They should all have standard text inputs and outputs so that you can compose them. You know, it's basically the same, like a minimalist, do as little as possible and just stick
Oh yeah,
these
yeah, yeah, yeah.
reliable working
Yeah.
pieces together. I feel like
Yeah,
that's really been lost in the world
it
of
is.
crypto and decentralized networks
No, in everything, in everything. Like
and in
even your
everything. Yeah,
fucking smart, your fucking phone takes like Android takes what, like 30 gigabytes of storage or something like that for the OS only, and like
maybe.
3 gigabytes of RAM, something like that. In idle,
Oh, that's
like
bad.
doing nothing. So that's so fucking
And then it
unnecessary.
kills all your programs.
Yeah, yeah. Like optimization nowadays is a fucking joke. No one does that, and that's a
Yeah.
shame because
Yeah.
everything's as we were talking before. Everything's so full of shit. Like
Yeah.
there's no other way to put it.
And
Like
it's not reliable,
unfortunately,
and it takes so much work just to fix it and reinvent the wheel all the
yeah.
time because
I like
nobody
to
just
take
made.
the I like to take the PS3 as an example. It has like less than 500 megabytes of RAM, and it was able to run GTA 5 as an example
I
of
mean,
the
did it have?
fuck.
What about the VRAM?
Oh my god! Oh my god! No, 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 no! It is. It is.
What? Did it not
I'm
have
sorry.
VRAM?
So
What? I don't know PS3
no,
hardware.
no, the variant of the PS3 was something like 256 megabytes. Yeah, yeah, it is. It
Oh
was
wow. Okay. You're not. Yeah, you're not kidding
256. Yeah,
around.
yeah. No,
That's the real deal.
it's the RG RAM, and like no,
Oh,
no,
you're
no,
right
no.
then.
Yeah, no,
You got hardware.
people is not optimizing anything for games or like nothing at all, and that's a
Yeah,
shame. That's gonna lead us to a
we're gonna bring it
technological
back.
regression.
It's counter engineers like us. We're gonna bring it back. We're gonna bring Unix
Excellent.
philosophy to the
I'll be happy to be
decentralized
a retard
networks.
here. So.
They'll be happy to be a retard.
Yeah, yeah, happy to be a retard here. Like I can get to be a fucking autistic, so it's nice.
Yeah. Well, retardation is what it's all about. You got to slow down all that bloat development that you're doing. You got to retard it. Yeah, I think Rayo 2 is right. You do fit in well here. It's true. Because you say nigger, you're counter engineer. Probably an anarchist. You didn't touch on that.
Well, that's
close enough.
Yeah, close enough. I think there must be a little
You do the
order,
work.
and I think it has to be decentralized. Yeah, have you like, for example, you know that the Monero community, like, there's no governance situation. There's no framework. You know.
That's how it should be.
So
I don't really like governance.
So the future of Monero is just based on the community deciding what's best, and like there's no personal bias or like political alignments and shit like that. No, like we sit in a fucking matrix room and like this is the point A. Do we like it? Yes. Next point. Do we like it? No. This is retarded. Yes. This is a fit. Yes. So it is pretty straightforward and it just fucking works. I think that should be the way of running things. You know?
That's how it should be. Now let me ask you this: what do you think is the top thing the listeners at home should do for their privacy or security?
Well, for privacy and security, it starts simple. Like, you love your social media, fine. You can keep having a social media situation. Just get rid of your personal information there. Start deleting. You can make like a anonymous account, like get a burner phone number, and if you like to watch TikTok, you can keep doing it. Just make sure you don't give the fucking app a lot of permissions.
You can use,
and like,
or you can use
you can
open
have
source
burner.
front ends or the web app or whatever.
Yeah, there are plenty of alternatives for everything. And like, if you got a burner phone situation with a VPN, there's Proton. Yeah, they may be a little retarded sometimes, but the VPN is great for daily simple use. So you can get just Proton VPN and like watch TikTok or porn or whatever. I don't care. You can start slow and nice, baby steps. And when you realize you're gonna like that, and you're
Yeah.
gonna be full in privacy, and you're gonna be safe.
Yeah, that's a good message. Let me ask you this one. In the world of privacy, security, and decentralization, what do you think are the top things that need to be built right now and going forward?
We need more decentralized networks. We need them to be more popular, right? We
Yeah.
need like today it is not enough if something catastrophic happens. Like
Yeah.
sure, some people is gonna be able to connect, to communicate and stuff, that they're running decentralized networks and stuff. Like the other 80%, 70% of the world population is fucked. So we need to somehow bring decentralization to the masses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think,
I
yeah,
think that's
well, building stuff with our minimalistic modular philosophy that is tokenized and resilient
yeah.
from the ground up.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of my philosophy. And that's how we grow. We incentivize the infrastructure and everything. I think as long as we have a good private tokenized mesh network, good private distributed data storage protocol, good private secure distributed computing protocol, then on
Yes.
those three big dApps, as I like to preach, you can build anything, right? You can compose them to make fucking
Yeah,
anything.
no, we need to bring back the internet. That is like sorry, like it was meant to be. Like just free, decentralized. I communicate with people with person B and B with C, and like that's it. There's no middleman. Like thing just works. Like there's no data collection. Like you're a fucking product, or like
That's right.
like
It
we need to
needs to be
fucking
that
bring that back.
the user is sovereign and they can connect with whoever they want, send data wherever, receive data from wherever, store data forever. No one can take it down. No one knows what's going on.
You
They can
just
get
stick
any
with the
computation
principles.
done.
Uh-huh. Yeah, look, we don't need all of this retardation. Even if, for example, AI is useful, yes, because it is a fucking tool. I like the clankers when you use it right, but like it is so necessary.
Yeah, we
Like,
need
it is gonna.
private decentralized computation more than ever to run AI and in a way
Yeah,
that's somehow
and
private. And we can do better
and
than
you see.
TEEs.
Yeah.
on being prepared for the future.
Yeah, we can do better. It's just a matter of like the main issue with the humankind is like we don't work well in a community. We let everything that we see online to intervene how we think and manipulate us. So
That's right.
yeah, we can agree in like we can have a decentralized network, decentralized this. We can have everything. At the end of the day, people can just fuck things up. Like
Yeah, well, but
people can
this
get
is what markets are
yeah.
for. We can't just stop there. We need decentralized markets and decentralized security so that we can
Yes.
kill all the governments with mercenaries. And that's how
Oh,
we'll
yeah.
enforce our beautiful new rules.
Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah.
It's called insurrectionary agorism. I wrote the manifesto. Anyway, thanks for being on the show.
No, thanks for inviting me. I had a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, you're a great guest.
Thank you.
Give us your plugs. Where can people follow you and your shit?
You can just find me on Twitter, @.com/SlowBearDigger, and that's it. If you need something, or if you need help setting up XMRPay, just send me a message and I'll be there. It's fine.
There's slowbeardigger.dev, right?
Yeah, that's for the work situation, the website situation. If you need a website or whatever, just hit me up. It's fine.
You got
I already forgot about
XMRPay
my
on
website.
GitHub.
XMRPay, yeah, that's the golden boy at the moment. So
how can
make sure you
people
take a look.
figure out when the XMRBazaar app comes out?
So we are going to announce that in the Monerotopia and Monero Talk accounts, I guess. And
All right.
yeah, you have to be on Twitter, I think. And there's a Matrix channel for XMRBazaar. You can stay up to date there.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, SlowBearDigger, for being on the show. We'll catch you on the
Pleasure.
flip side.
It's truly a pleasure. Yeah. All right. Take care.
Fucking PAZNIA.com/SimpleX. You will find chats there on SimpleX of various topics that you may want to enter. If you know any scrappy young men aged 3 to 25 who seem like they could end up being a cop, a soldier, a gang member, a terrorist, or a school shooter, please make sure to let them know that we're on TikTok and Instagram at P.A.Z.NIA Radio. I am a very good and serious and experienced privacy and security consultant. You can go to vonupodcast.com/CD. That's Victor Oscar November Uniform podcast.com/Charlie Delta to get me on SimpleX or Session. And I'll help you with privacy and security things. Because I'm the Fresh Prince of privacy and security. Everybody calls me that. I don't know why they started calling me that. It happened totally organically. On my next show next week, I'm not having a show. Go fuck yourself. I'm not coming next week. But they'll probably play a rerun, and you probably can't even tell. So I'm sure it'll be good. Whatever. Maybe they'll probably play one of the less bad ones. So you should be excited. I'll leave you with a quote from Phil Zimmerman. A quote which always sounds best when taken out of context. If privacy is outlawed, only outlaws will have privacy. This Self-Liberation Saturday will keep going for some hours still with a little sundry PRN deprogramming, unless I talked over it, and ending with a primer on PAZNIA, which is the audiobook PAZNIA, a proposed model for the Second Realm Network, followed by Vonu Podcast 240, Strategies to Improve Human Freedom. So don't touch that dial, boss. Stay tuned and stay frosty.
I can't speak without swearing, and I've only got my grade 10, and I haven't had a cigarette since I've been arrested, and I'm ready to fucking snap. So I'd like to make a request under the People's Freedom of Choices and Voices Act that I be able to smoke and swear in your courtroom. Because if I can't smoke and swear, I'm fucked. And so are all these guys.
You're listening to the PAZNIA Radio Network.
Billy Mays here for the Pain Liberator Miracle Muscle Pain Relief Spray. Ever have one of those deep and dirty pains or strains that just won't go away? Annoying migraines? Maybe you got into an altercation with Goat General Willie 2 and are only alive because of his mercy. Regardless, you've tried everything, but have you tried Pain Liberator? With the power of DMSO, aspirin, and magnesium, this Miracle Muscle Pain Relief Spray is taken directly and deeply into the tissues, providing instant pain relief. Wow. Commonly used in sports and physical training independently, DMSO has its own benefits, but combined with anything, in this case, aspirin and magnesium, those compounds are taken directly to your pain point with 90% absorption rate. Double. Wow. That means lower doses needed, rapid relief, and a provably safe way to live pain-free. Just visit libertyunderattack.com/pain to place your order today. Again, libertyunderattack.com/pain. Billy Mays here for the Pain Liberator Mini, the newest product available via Liberty Under Attack Publications. It's the same original Miracle Muscle Pain Relief Spray, just mini DMSO, aspirin, and magnesium blended with Doc Barber's high-quality colloidal silver water. Ready for your hiking backpack, the unfortunate circumstance of having to fly, or if you'd just like to try it out before buying the bigger jar. Visit libertyunderattack.com/mini. Again, libertyunderattack.com/mini and find the pain relief you're seeking today. Again, libertyunderattack.com/mini.